Shop at GNC. Are you a GNC guy?
Homie, I worked at 5 GNCs.
Did you really?
Yes,
We didn't talk about that.
I was actually it was when I was dating her, and I was a. The reason it was 5 is because I was a floater. So I would kind of wherever they needed me, Ashland, Marion, Mansfield.
Mm-hmm.
I was all over Bucyrus. I was all over the place.
Okay.
So I worked there for years and years, and so that was when ephedra was legal.
What's that?
It's like, dude,
Is that what they put
it's
in
like
Jack 3D?
hydroxycut. You remember hydroxycut?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It just was like meth.
Wow.
That's really
nice.
It got you going. It was
Jacked you up.
it was actually a pretty good product, but I think the problem is people started to abuse it.
Yeah.
Right, and then you had like some high school kids drop out, like
Okay.
heart stuff, and
Okay.
people just abused it. But it was actually, I mean, it was a good product for.
Well, I'm sure it was.
For the weight loss.
It was a weight loss, fat loss, and
they said it just. I mean, your body, like your literal, like you could feel you were just hot, like everything just was.
mm-hmm.
You just felt like you were burning fat. It was really cool.
Yeah,
it
cool.
was wild. So I've tried all those, brother.
Yeah, I'm sure. I've had my
milk.
well-rounded of pre-workouts. Pre-workout was my thing, so I never got into creatine. It was straight pre-workout. So like Jack 3D was a big one, or Jacked.
Listen,
the original.
The original was the real.
It was insane.
Deal.
It was insane.
It felt illegal.
Oh yeah.
I said that there's no way, and then that's why they kept having to reformulate it, and
Yep.
because it was very potent.
Mm-hmm.
Very
yeah.
potent. Then they had all the test boosters.
I mean, you'd feel it within 5 minutes of taking it. It was like, this is amazing.
What is it? You get all itchy and tingly,
oh yeah.
and you're just like,
And then when you get your pump going, you're like,
a wall to tear down, dude. Yeah.
That's funny. Well, go ahead and introduce yourself. So obviously your camera's the far one. Just give a quick intro. What you do, what you're passionate about.
Sure. Matt Trammel is my name. I try and get it into as much as I can. I'm a real estate agent. I train people all over the world, both personal training, like fitness coach, life coach. Basically, my area of expertise is going to be fitness, family, and faith. Those are kind of going to be my 3.
Fitness, family, and faith.
Fitness, family,
and you
and
have
faith.
your lovely wife, Annie.
Sure do.
Sitting over there.
Almost 19
in the background.
years of marriage. Almost 19. We got married on her birthday.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We got married on her 20th birthday.
So that's an easy date for you to remember.
If I forget that one, homie, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, there's some serious
But
issues
I'm playing
going on.
chess. She was playing checkers. So you gotta think ahead.
Yeah.
So it was good. I also, what else? I do a lot of photo and video content,
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, Instagram, all those places. So yeah, man, just try and stay homeschool my kids.
Yep.
So that's a little job in itself, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, just really pursuing that entrepreneurial route of I'll do anything to not have a boss.
Yeah.
I've tried all that, and I did all that, and I said, there's got to be a better way, right? So we've kind of unplugged from the Matrix and just kind of blazed our own trail.
The good
man.
old Matrix.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
Great movie.
That's cool, dude. Well, let's start off with something a little bit light. So I know we hung out like last week.
Yeah.
Was it last week?
Last Wednesday.
It was last Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we hung out there, spent probably, nearly half the day together. Talked about a lot of stuff, and we'll dive into all those things, sharing. Because
you were taking notes while we were talking,
I was
right?
taking notes. I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So it's super fun. But yeah, childhood growing up, always lived in Ohio. What was, moved places.
Yeah.
Like, talk about that a little bit.
So I was born in a pastor's home, right? So my grandpa was a pastor.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was a pastor. So they both still are, actually. And my grandpa's like 900 years old, dude. He's still doing it. Like, he still gets up there.
That's fun.
It looks like someone sneezed too hard, he would just fall over and break. But he's getting up there. And but he's still at it, man. He's still hammered down. So I was born into a pastor's home. He was actually a pastor he was a youth pastor. So for the first 4 years of my life, we lived in a little bitty town called Connorsville, Indiana.
Okay.
And so he was the youth pastor there, and then he got called to Ohio. And so from 4 until, that's really Gallion, Ohio, little town called Gallion. And he was a head pastor there for almost 30 years. So
that's a good
hit. Yes. Yeah.
That's dedication.
It's dedication, man. The average stay, unfortunately, of a head pastor today is maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 years. So it's kind of a bummer. But yeah, man, he stuck it out. And I had a very good childhood, very good upbringing. Sports was really my whole life. Man, that's what I did. And then in second grade, my mom made me start taking the piano.
Oh,
She
okay.
said, Matt, you're not going to be able to play sports if you don't play the piano. And she may have been bluffing,
Yeah.
but your bargaining power in second grade is not great.
Yeah.
So I absolutely despised it,
Yeah.
Samuel. I hated it. I had to practice 30 minutes every day
Yeah.
except Sunday. I got Sunday off.
Okay.
And I had a little egg timer that my mom put on the piano, and I would try and put it at like 28 and a half.
Just get those extra minutes that
Bro,
you
dude,
don't have to
I
play.
mean, she would come by and like twist it on 30, and I'm just like, 2 minutes to a whatever it was, 8-year
Yeah.
old. That's a lot. But anyway, bro,
I did the fiddle
fiddle.
for 2 years. Fiddle was my thing. Like
Really?
Mrs. Onstant was her name. I'll never forget her. She was probably one of the best teachers I ever had. But yeah, I eventually phased out of it.
Yeah, mine was Mrs. Skinner, my first teacher.
Okay.
She was a little crazy
Yeah.
in the best way. You know what I'm saying? I'm very thankful because she was very technical.
Yeah.
She was very like theory based. So very, classically trained to,
Yeah.
I remember, she'd put her old little fingers like in my hands to like, no, you got to be softer. You got to be,
Yeah.
I'll never forget that feeling. I'm doing it right now and I'm getting flashbacks, but
Yeah.
but she was very good. She was
Yeah.
very good at teaching. And from there, I said, when can I quit?
Yeah.
When can I quit this craziness? And my mom said, when you can pick up a piece of music and at least stumble through it, right? At least be able to just pick up a piece of music and just play it, right?
Okay.
So I got to that point about it was like junior high, really, where I was like, and I was in a small town, so teachers, right? You're probably gonna outgrow your teachers pretty quick in a little town called Galleon. So,
Yeah.
and then from that point, just started teaching myself, man, and I've played in praise and worship teams and led praise and worship teams, and oh yeah, man, recitals. I would say I remember because I was sports, man. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I can remember being in my baseball uniform, cleats, hat, the whole thing, up on the piano, like because I had to slam this little recital out and then go, play baseball. So
That's funny.
it just, but I'm super thankful. My mom always told me, she said, Matt, you're gonna thank me someday. And I
Yeah.
said, Mom, I can't repeat what I said in my head to my mom, but homie, I'm telling you, I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for the gift of music.
Yeah.
And because she would have these adults come up to me, and everyone's like, "Oh, I wish I could play. I wish I could play." You talk to all these adults. "Oh, I wish I could play."
Yeah.
I play, and I'm like, "Yeah, okay, Mom." Like, you gave him $5 to say that, but I'm telling you, man, I think that music opens a pathway in your brain that lifting's not going to do that.
Not a lot of
Sports
things
isn't-
can.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think music is incredibly powerful. So for me now to just be able to sit down and just play,
And you can still play.
I still play.
Is it pretty fluent, or is it just kind of like okay?
Man, I play.
You should have brought like a little.
I play.
What is it, xylophone or something,
Yeah,
something?
dude.
Play a little.
I've got a
play
whole-
little tune, a little tinker
I've
on
got a
electrical.
whole highlight reel on my Instagram of just the piano, man.
Okay.
It's just me playing the piano. I
Okay.
actually, so when I proposed to Annie, I decided to increase my chances of her saying yes. Because we only dated, homie, for we met in February.
Right.
Like, hey, nice to meet you. I think you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. We got engaged in July that year, right? And then we got married in September. So 8 months, nice to meet you too. I do.
Yeah.
It was about 8 months, right? And so we had been dating for 30 seconds. I'm going to, propose to her. And so I bring her to my dad's church.
Mm-hmm.
I would always play for the offering, right?
Okay.
I would just play and then they pass the plate around, whatever. And this particular time, I just acted like I was playing for the offering. I had her on the front row and I had snuck a little rose up on the piano.
Okay.
And as soon as I started playing Casey and JoJo All My Life.
Okay.
You familiar?
I'm familiar with the song.
Oh, it's a banger.
Yeah.
It's a banger, right? So, and then once I started playing Casey and JoJo, this is Sunday morning. I mean, my dad's church was pretty big. There's 600 people there.
Okay.
And here we are, Casey and JoJo All My Life. And then a little, of all the pictures, we probably couldn't have had that many pictures together, right?
Yeah.
We started playing on a little slideshow.
Wow.
And when I got done with playing, I brought her up on stage, which if you know my wife at all, she doesn't like
Attention,
dude. She doesn't like it. So I pull her up on stage. Here's the pastor's kid. Here's his little girlfriend. And I proposed to her, man, right there on stage in front of all these people. And I knew, at least I figured, that if she was going to say no, she would not do it there.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I'm trying to use the old brain and
Uh-huh.
try and increase those chances of her saying yes. And she said yes. And then the night before, we had gone to Galleon Fireworks, and I had recorded on my 0.2 megapixel phone.
Uh-huh.
Right? Remember
Right.
that?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude.
We thought those were the greatest things
Oh, man,
ever.
can you believe that?
Yeah.
And then you look at it, you can't even tell.
Look
It's
at
like
this picture I took.
Right.
Wow, that's amazing.
like you can't even tell where the face is. Right?
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
so but I recorded the grand finale, and after she had said yes, we started playing the grand finale of the fireworks on the.
Okay.
So it was like a whole thing, man. It was just super cool.
It was a whole thing.
And got married on her birthday, and here we are, almost 19 years, brother.
That's cool.
4 kids, and I'm just so blessed. 2
Living
boys, 2
life.
girls.
Yeah,
Super blessed.
that's fine. Now, did I meet 2 of your boys?
So
Or
I've
was
got,
that just the one?
well, I've got boys on the outside. Which,
Okay.
Did you meet an older one or a younger one? Because my
I think
oldest,
older.
my oldest is like 16.
Oh no, I didn't meet him.
And then, so I've got Abe, and he's leading the pack at 16. And then I've got Ella, she's 13.
Okay.
And then Mackenzie's 11.
Okay.
And then Elijah's just turned 9.
Elijah, I think was one.
yeah. So I've got Abraham and Eli. I got my boys on the outside and my girls in the middle.
Okay.
So I couldn't have planned it any better.
That's cool.
It was,
That's
super
cool.
cool.
So you get married, almost 19 years, which congratulations on if I said that. Yeah, that's super exciting.
Appreciate that.
Always congratulate. I just had a guy they're coming up on their 10-year anniversary. So I was like, that's exciting,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, unfortunately, I get to do a lot of marriage counseling, right?
Yeah.
I just do a ton of counseling. And not many people are making it that far,
Yeah.
right? Normally year 2, year 3, year 4, like you got some little kids. It's really sad.
Yeah.
So I have a huge passion for the family and for the man doing what he's supposed to do,
Right.
you know, taking care of his responsibilities, loving his wife well, loving his kids well. And that's the blueprint that works.
Yeah.
And I'm a big blueprint guy. I'm a big
Mhm.
in my fitness and in my counseling and in my marriage and my parenting. I try and follow blueprints, right?
Mhm.
This is the winning blueprint,
Yeah.
right? If this is the marriage house that I want, well, let's reverse engineer. If this is what I want, what do I have to do
Yeah.
to have that? Okay,
Yeah.
well, here it is, right? Abs. What do I have to do to have abs?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's a blueprint for that. Boom. There's the rules,
Right.
right? So that's really, I try and keep my life very simple.
Yeah.
And
Simplicity is the best way, man.
I'm consistent, bro. I'm just consistent in what I
Yeah.
do. And it's just rinse, wash, repeat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you have, no matter what you're doing, whether it's a good decision or a bad decision,
Mhm.
if you're consistent with it, you're going to get the matching results.
Right.
Right. And so for me, if I can just make the good decision more often than not,
Yeah.
then, you know what I'm saying? We're getting somewhere.
It'll
It's-
work out. It'll
it's
progress.
Really, I try to explain to my clients, it's brick by brick.
Yeah.
Right. Brick by brick. If I looked at a big giant, you've got bricks right here on your wall.
Yeah.
That first layer of bricks, if I said, I'm going to build you a wall, and I just went and I laid that first layer. Okay.
Well,
No,
oftentimes the first layer takes the longest.
yeah.
'Cause
Well,
if you mess that up, your
you have to
wall's
have a
going
good
to tumble
of
over.
course.
You're going to have some issues.
But with that wall, you could just step over it, and you'd look at me and say, well, that's not much of a wall at all. Right.
Yeah.
But if I came back and I put that second layer, and then we come back and we put that third layer, and brick by brick, day by day,
Mhm.
right? I'm doing the right things.
Right.
I'm laying the brick right. I'm doing it. I'm not a bricklayer, but I'm sure there's a method.
Yeah.
Right. But soon enough, you get a wall. And you're
Right.
like, wow. Okay. Now I can start to see, the fruits of my labor. And so for
Right.
me, it's investing in yourself so that you can then invest in other people.
Mm.
Right. And just bring as many people along as possible. If you're on my team, Samuel,
Right.
and you're winning,
Right. You're winning.
I'm winning as well.
Everybody's
if my
winning.
wife is winning, if my kids are winning, I'm on their team, so I'm winning as well, right?
Yeah.
A rising tide raises all ships.
Right.
And so I got my little crew, my little harbor,
Uh-huh.
right, that I'm trying to nurture and watch after. And homie, when the tide comes up, we all go up. So
Right.
that's my mentality, man.
That's cool. I like
And
it.
just brick by brick, day by day, and you will get the results that you want.
Yeah. That's cool.
And if you don't, then you won't.
Right.
Pretty simple.
Right. Yeah.
You know what
And
I'm saying?
you're gonna realize that real quick.
Well, and that's why I think I love weightlifting so much, is because in so many areas of life, people lie.
Right.
People lie to you. The news lies to you. The government lies to you. Doctors lie to you. People lie to you.
Right.
There's one thing that's never going to lie to you. That's gravity.
Yeah.
Unless I'm on the moon or in the space station,
Yeah.
right? I have gravity, and it's never going to be dishonest with me. That
Right.
45 pounds, when I come back tomorrow, guess what? It's going to be 45 pounds.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't get easier to lift, then I'm doing something wrong, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm not being consistent. But if I do, then that weight will get lighter and lighter and lighter. So that's the journey,
That's
homie.
cool.
That's the journey. And that's what I'm
That's
trying
cool.
to do.
I love it. So explain, kind of break down like the first couple years of your marriage. Talk about like those any hardships and
Yeah, oh,
struggles, and
dude.
let's dive into your past a little bit and share some stories.
Annie's over there just going, oh my goodness, let me on that microphone. Listen, buddy, it was rough to say the least. It was rough, dude.
Yeah.
See, because again, sports was my whole life. That's all I wanted to do. And then I had friends, and here I am. I'm 22 and I get married. And I thought, because I knew what I had in Annie. All right. I knew this is like mother of my children. This is like, I can't let her get away.
Yeah.
I have to have her forever. So maybe that was some of the strategy of why we dated for, such a short time, because I didn't want her to figure out maybe who Matt Trammel was. Because at that point in my life, Samuel was quite a menace, right? I had a call to ministry, just like my dad, just like my grandpa. And I said, all right, God, like, you've got the wrong guy. And homie, I just pulled a straight Jonah. Like, God tells you to go this way. And I went, right? And I went the dead opposite way, right? And so I really wanted to be good. And I really wanted the husband and wife. And I wanted but I just I wasn't ready, dude. I wasn't even close to mature. I was a menace, and I was very self-destructive. I had, a lot of vices. I had a lot of, I started very early in experimenting, and everyone has that one friend that you just get in trouble with all the time, and your first time smoking cigarettes, and your first time, and I had that friend. So everything started a little early for me, right?
Okay.
I was very interested, right? Because your whole life as a pastor's kid, it's just like, can't do that, can't do that,
Right.
can't do that, can't do that, can't do that. And I'm like, well, I'm kicking it with the deacon's sons over here, and y'all grab some popcorn because we're going to show you how it's done, right? So there was, and if you meet a lot of pastors' kids or missionaries' kids, what you'll find a lot of times, not every time, obviously, I never try to blanket statement like that, but they're normally either really good or
really bad.
Really bad, right?
Yeah.
That's just kind of there's got to be a psychology with growing up in church and the whole, pressures of that, whatever, right? So I was just running, Samuel. I was running, and I didn't love my wife well. I still wanted to hang out with friends. I still wanted to drink. I still wanted to, do, and I was just lost, homie. I was lost, and I was trying to figure it out, but I kept taking, a baseball bat and smacking my leg and being like, why do I have a limp?
Yeah.
Like, homie, you're blowing your own leg off, right? And so for the first 7 years probably, it was rough.
It was rough.
Because she was trying to change me, right? Because she was straight laced, homie. She was like, didn't even know. She didn't know any. Never drank. Never smoked. She was straight laced.
Yeah.
And here I am. She didn't have time to really know who Matt was. And as we got married, she's just, here we are. We're married, and now she's starting to see some of the habits that I had. And it just, and I didn't want to change. You're not going to make me change.
Right.
You're not going to, And it just was, homie. It was just here all the time. And kind of what brought me out of that was the possibility of losing my family, homie. Like there was a time where I watched her move out. I watched her, her dad's over there like taking the crib apart to, we had just had little Ella and Abe was obviously around, but to watch them, like, to see what my life could be.
It was like dismantling.
Oh, dude, right in front of my very face. And I
Yeah.
said, this is not the way, dude. So at some point, A has to become more important than B. I was trying to have A, B, C, D, E. Well, at some point when you get married and you have these responsibilities,
Right.
you should understand priorities and understand what's important. And I wasn't understanding that. And again, I was running. In my mind, I was just like, just so self-destructive. And, bounced around from job to job. And then, I was a personal trainer and strength coach, and I was doing all of that. And then in my mid-20s. I guess it would have been my mid-20s.
Okay.
I went back to school because I graduated with an exercise science degree.
Okay.
So I did the college thing and I got the degree, I got the paper. And so, on paper, I was a pretty solid guy. Like,
Yeah.
hey, pastor's kid, and he's got his degree, but inside, homie, I was just
Dying.
I was just dying.
So there was a point in time that Annie moved out.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was like a week.
Okay.
It was very temporary. Because she saw Samuel. She saw the bones. She saw he's got good bones, right? You see a house and you're like, well, it's a fixer upper, but it's got good bones. We can work with that, right? So she saw my upbringing. She saw the potential in me.
Yeah.
And she always told me, she's like, listen, dude, like I'm here for the long haul because over my dead body will any other woman get when you do figure it out and she gets that mad, no. I've worked way too hard and been through too much stuff to give that up, right?
And you guys had been together for a few years.
Yeah, at this point we had been together. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, we were together and it was just it just wasn't looking good. I mean, we did some very temporary counseling and it was funny because we sit down across from this counselor. It's a dude, and he's sitting here talking to me about marriage counseling. Okay, and I look at his ring finger, and he doesn't have a ring on. And I'm like, "You married, homie? Like, you're giving me all this advice. Are you married?" He's like, "No, I'm divorced." What? Like, you're gonna get a divorce guy? Now, again, I know divorce happens, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna have a dude that his marriage he couldn't make it work telling me how I'm gonna make my marriage work. Like, that just doesn't. I would not.
It wasn't registering.
Homie,
To where this makes sense.
Well, just for the same reason, I wouldn't, not being mean to bigger people, I wouldn't go up to a morbidly obese person and say, how do I get in shape?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whether or not they knew or not, right?
Yeah.
I just would never. So we try, we did all the counseling, we did all and at the end of the day, homie, you just have to decide.
Yeah.
Because if someone's trying to make you decide something, you may go that way, but you're still not going to be convinced. You're still you're still just doing it to behave and just pacify, and she'll get over it. But until you realize,
pacify. I like that word.
Yeah, well, yeah, man. Just
it makes sense. So,
kicking the can down the road. I know we got issues, but I'll just keep, just kind of keep playing nice, and then I would screw up again. It's like, oh, here we go. You know what I'm saying? So it was that cycle for a long time.
Okay.
And when I went back to school, got my master's degree. My first full-time ministry job was in Texas. Dude.
Okay.
So I went down to Texas for 3 years, which was, I didn't fully comprehend, I live in the United States. They live in the United States. Can't be that different.
It's night and day difference.
We walked into a different, it was like I was in a different country.
Oh, yeah.
Their words, because we could have been in Louisiana in 20 minutes. So it was like a real Cajun. It was like such a weird mix of this Cajun bayou, but then this Texas redneck. It was a very weird mix of human beings.
Okay.
Right. So I needed subtitles for some of them.
Okay.
I had no idea what they were saying. But homie, we had a blast.
The both of you moved down there to Texas.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the ministry? What was your role?
I was a youth / associate pastor.
Okay.
I guess would have been and then I was in the praise and worship team there, led that as well. So we started with probably, I don't know, I think we had 12 students, and the Lord grew it to 60, 70 coming on a Wednesday night every night. So it just was a very, very cool time of our life.
Yeah.
But I knew, I still got called a Yankee down there.
Okay.
Yankee? I'm like, was Texas even in the Civil War? What did you guys do? You know what I'm saying? And I know they were, but whatever. So we really knew that we wanted to get back to Ohio, where our family was, and so we.
What eventually moved you back to Ohio?
Another ministry job.
Okay.
Was
it the same?
This was still associate, youth, and young adult was this one.
Okay.
Right. And so when they're churches that are, these were all 250 and below churches.
Okay.
So when you're in a church that size, homie, you're doing whatever. You got to plunge the toilet. You got to take the garbage. You're just you're wearing all the hats.
Yep.
Which was, that's cool. That's fine. That's what I love to do.
Yeah.
So we went from Texas, and we moved up to a church in Ohio. We lived in Stowe, but it was in Cuyahoga Falls was where the church was.
Okay.
So like Akron
Yep.
area ish. And from there, went down to Mansfield, and we were at Mansfield. I was a pastor there for about 8 years.
Okay.
And then I've been out of full-time ministry for a little over 2 years.
So it's still kind of fresh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was a professional Christian,
Yeah.
a paid Christian
Yeah.
pastor. Like that's how I support my family.
Okay.
I did that for total a little over 10 years, a little over
Okay.
a decade as I was in full-time ministry. And when I left ministry, I was just like, man, because here I am, dude. I thought I was going to do it the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And so we just started figuring it out. I said, all right, Lord, like if I'm not going to be a pastor, like what's my mission field? What's other
Yeah.
than my family?
Right.
Like, what do I do now? Like I'm sitting here with a master's in theology. I've got
Uh-huh.
what do I do? And brother, that was probably the best thing that could have ever happened to me, because it catapulted me into, just kind of kicked me out of the nest
Okay.
to be able to open avenues for ministry that I would have never ever gotten as a pastor.
Okay.
Right. So I asked for a platform. I said, all right, Lord, well, give me a platform. Like I still want to do ministry.
Right.
Right. I might not be behind a pulpit every Sunday, but I still want to do ministry. How can I do that?
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because I after I left ministry, I got my real estate license.
Okay.
So I'm a realtor. And while I was doing that, I started doing the photo and video stuff with Annie. It really just started off photo, because she had been doing photos, weddings, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. All right. And she was killing it. And one day I heard her talking about how much she paid her second shooter. I was like, you pay them how much? You pay them how much for a day? It's like $500. And I'm like, no way, dude. Like, we're going to keep that right here. So
Yeah.
I started second shooting with her. And then that kind of opened the door for like video stuff, because I was doing some content creation with my brand new Instagram. Because I had a huge Instagram. I say huge relative. I had about 18,000 followers when I was a power lifter, right? Because I did that in my mid 30s. And I deleted it one day.
Oh no.
I not deactivated. People deactivate and then they come back like
and they can come back
half
to
hour
it,
later,
but if
and
you
they're
delete it, it's gone. It's gone forever.
Right. So 18,000 people. I just said, because I got imbalanced, right? It just, because not only was I creating content, I was consuming content. And
Right.
I just got to this point where it's like, man, I'm like in the gym and I'm trying to think of like the angle and what's my next content.
Yeah.
It
consumes.
It did.
It
It just consumed. And so for me, I'm just like, I'm sacrificing real time with real people that I care about, my wife, my kids, while I'm sitting here editing videos for a stranger in Australia.
Yeah.
Right. To like give me a like, you know what I'm saying? So I just deleted it. And that was before I left ministry.
Okay.
And then after I left ministry and I became a real estate agent and I was doing this photo video, and I'm like, man, it's kind of like a necessary evil, like ads and stuff.
Yeah.
Or not ads, but just free advertisement. I mean, it's free, right? So I had started growing it back. I re-downloaded Instagram, new name, new all of that. And I had about maybe 600. I didn't have quite 600 followers yet. Okay. And this is last year.
Yep.
Just to give some frame of reference. And Annie and I had a job out in New York City, and we had a engagement shoot, right? So when you book with us, you will get an engagement shoot, and we just go and do that, right? So awesome enough, it's in New York City, and we went to the Met, and we went to the park, and you go. And so we had gotten done, and where our hotel was, it was kind of centrally located. And so we had done our job. We were all done working, but we stayed around a couple days, and it was a Saturday. Okay. And I woke up and I said, let's get lost, because we weren't leaving until I think Monday.
Okay.
Right? We were flying out Monday.
Gives you time to go out and explore.
Yeah, exactly.
See the city.
Annie loves New York City. I like it too. Like, give me the mountains, give me the beach, give me the city. Like, I love it all.
Yeah.
And so I said, all right, let's go get lost. Like, we have no destination. We have no, like, nothing. Like, just wander around one of the biggest cities in the world. All right. We're doing that. And we're walking, and this guy, he's standing at a crosswalk. Very unassuming guy, but he's standing there by the crosswalk, and he's got his phone just like this.
Yeah.
On his chest, and he's got it, and you can tell like he's recording something. And he stops me, and he's like, "Hey, man, you're jacked. what do you do for working out? Like what? And so we just started talking, and I have no idea who this guy is, but you want to talk about fitness, homie? I don't care who you are. Let's talk
Yeah.
about fitness. Like that'll get me jazzed, man.
Yeah.
Like I love talking about it. And so anyway, the end of the interview, I'm like, all right, bro, like who are you? Could I talk to him for probably 10 minutes just standing
Okay.
there? And he's like, oh, I just interview people, and my name is Body by Mark. You can find me on Instagram, right? My name's Mark, and my page is Body by Mark. And so right there on camera, while he's got his little thing out, I look him up. This dude's got, no, 2 million followers.
Okay.
And I was like, homie, I didn't know I was talking to a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? And so anyway, like he talked to me about supplements and asked about that. And I was honest, right? I was honest with him. And I think people really enjoyed the honesty. You know,
Right.
a lot of guys are like, oh, I just eat chicken and broccoli.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, homie, like probably not. Anyway, so just honest, candid. And I didn't know if he was going to post it. Right? We left. We parted ways. Hey, man, nice to meet you. And surely I wasn't the only interview he did that day. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Right? So Saturday goes by. Sunday goes by. And I'm like, maybe he's not going to post it. Monday. Okay. Fast forward to Monday. He posts it. And we find out on our way back from the airport. Her dad's driving. I'm in the passenger seat. Annie's in the back. And she's like, he posted it. And from that one post, homie, it went viral, dude.
Yeah.
That one post went viral. It's got millions and millions and millions of views on YouTube and on TikTok and on Instagram. And from that, not even 600 followers, it was like overnight, I don't know, 10,000 probably, right? Just overnight.
And then it just
boom.
slowly grew for the next
then,
couple days.
Yeah,
and
and then it
weeks
just kind of compounded. And I'm up to about, I've got like 30,000 followers.
That's cool.
Something like that. You know, nothing too big, but I asked God for
A platform.
a platform, dude.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's
fun.
like, here I walk right in. Do you know how many crosswalks, homie, are in New York City?
Thousands.
For me, you know how many millions of people are in New York City? And
Yeah.
for me to walk right, I mean, I'm walking right into this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that any intersection is on accident. Never.
Yeah.
Nothing is on accident. Nothing is wasted.
It's-
Not a
there's-
struggle,
it's
not a victory.
coincidence.
Nothing is on accident.
Yeah.
Nothing that you go through. No pain, no joy. In between, there's a purpose for every single, all of it.
Yeah.
All of it. Nothing in your life is wasted, right?
Yeah.
So here I blow up on that. And from there, homie, I just got some really good opportunities through photo and video. Got connected with a guy that is changed my life, really. His name's Mark as well, funny
Yeah.
enough. And so he's got masterminds and he's an entrepreneur. And so through him, you know, I've started, he's got a group of entrepreneurs that he like mentors,
Yeah.
right? And so I've gotten in that group because we did an event for him, 10-year wedding anniversary. Anyway, bro, he just blows my mind all the time. So it's amazing what one video, one person, one song, and that's why I try to tell people that I coach. I'm like, homie, it takes one. It takes one podcast.
Right.
It takes one ear to listen to your song. It takes one painting.
What's the line? You're only one conversation away from your life changing.
One.
So
One.
it just takes
And
one.
you
conversation.
never know when that conversation is going to happen.
Right.
So what you have to do is keep placing yourself in the places that are going to be setting yourself up for success.
Right.
I get to counsel a lot of people that they're not setting themselves up for success. They're not doing much of anything. They're just kind of, well, this is my job. This is what it is. This is my marriage. This is just what it is. This is
Right.
my parenting. This is just what, and they just settled or, for a myriad of reasons, obviously.
Yeah.
But there's more. And I'm always trying to tell people, listen, like you have to be doing things. You have to be doing activity. Because that activity, when you don't know what to do next, that activity, doing whatever it is that you're doing, is going to breed or create the clarity that you need in your life.
Right.
Right? Matt, what the heck are you going to do? You're out of ministry. All right, just do the next right thing. Just do, okay, at that point, that was going to New York City and doing that.
Yeah.
Doing that photo shoot. And then boom, right? So it's just, you're doing the activity, you're doing things, and that will create the clarity and it will keep opening doors. And,
Yeah.
I mean, these podcasts, you're going to continue to have conversations.
Right.
There's people talking about Samuel right now that are possibly
No.
that are possibly lining up.
Humble.
Yeah, incredible, something incredible for you. And so we just don't know. So as long as Matt is doing the next right thing and keeping himself in check, because I've had to grow, homie, a lot.
Right.
Like a lot. And a lot of my wisdom comes from my bad decisions.
Yeah.
And now I'm at the point in my life where my mindset has changed from I'm in two modes at all times. I'm either winning or I'm learning.
Mm-hmm.
For me, losing it's off the table. There is no losses in Matt Trammel's life ever.
Yeah.
Now I have the opportunity to learn all the time, right?
Yeah.
But I'm never losing. It's only just okay, well, there's an adjustment, right? You do the activity, there's a clarity. Okay, well, that didn't work. Well, let's do something different, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can pivot. But if you're not doing anything, most people just stand at that door knowing that the blessing is on the other side,
Right.
and they just stand there. They're
They
scared.
wait for it to go to them instead of
Yes,
you go to
yeah,
it.
yeah. And
Yeah.
no one's going to open it for you, homie. No
Right.
one, right? The door opens, you open it, and then you step through, right?
Yeah.
So one of my main prayers in life is just open and close doors.
Yeah.
Open and close doors. Like you have the you're in the driver's seat. Like you have control. I'm just here to be available. Like I'm just a vessel. So every weight that I lift, every video that I edit,
Mm-hmm.
every picture that I take is honestly just to point people to Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
That's it. That's why I do what I do. That's why I do podcasts like this,
Mhm.
because I know people are going to hear the name of Jesus. And
Yeah.
no matter what your ideas, like even when I say that name, people have a reaction. It
Yeah.
could be good, it could be bad. But just know that he does love you
Mm.
and he does want a relationship with you. And please don't, my encouragement to those that might have a negative reaction to that name, don't base your relationship on him by other Christians that profess his name,
Yeah.
because you're going to find yourself frustrated all the time.
Oh yeah.
The pastor that slept with the secretary, the music director that ran off with money, like people are always going to disappoint you.
Yeah.
And so don't base your relationship with Jesus on anything other than what he did for you on the cross, right?
That's good, man.
Like
Yeah.
that's it. Because my deepest scars, Samuel, are from Christians.
Yeah.
People that told me and they sat across from me. They helped me move into my house. They bought me groceries. I led their kids to the Lord. I baptized them. I married them. I counseled them. And like they just got like a machete under the table, ready to just chop your head off. You know what I'm saying? So I get it.
I say all the time, and we said this on the call. It's like the best thing about people is they're people.
Yes.
The worst thing about people
Yes.
is they're people.
Several times I've said this ministry thing would be so much easier if people weren't involved.
Right. Yeah.
Right. But that is the ministry. So it's showing grace. It's loving God and loving others. And if I can do those two things well, right? Jesus was asked in the New Testament. He was asked. He said, "What are the two?" Because in the Old Testament they had 630. Don't quote me. It's over 600 laws.
Yeah.
Right. That they had.
Oh,
to,
yeah, it
that
was
they
a
had
lot.
that they had to follow.
Yeah.
631, 600. I don't know why the number is over 600. Google it. They had a bunch of stuff that they had to do. Right. A bunch of laws they had to follow.
Yeah.
And so these religious leaders in the New Testament look at Jesus and they're like, because they're trying to trip him up, right?
Right.
They're trying to get him. And they're like, what's the most important law? What's the most important? What do we got to do?
Yeah.
All these laws, boil it down for us. And he looked at him, he said, love God,
Yeah.
love others. And if you do those two things well, a lot of other areas in your life are going to take care of themselves. Because if I'm loving God, that means I'm loving you. And if I'm loving you, that means I'm not going to want to cheat you. I'm not going to want to be mean to you. I'm not going to want to, I'm going to want to treat you like I want to be treated.
Right.
And homie, if we could do that, could you imagine? Could you imagine if you went your whole day treating every single person exactly how that you would want them to treat you? Right? I mean, that's pretty dope. So
Right.
for me, Samuel, again, keeping it simple,
Yeah.
I love God. And then because I love God, that means I love others. Right? Even when they frustrate the crap out of me and I just want to shake them.
Yeah.
Right? Like, wake up, dude. Like you're about to lose your marriage. You're about to watch your wife walk out of your life
Yeah.
because you can't stop playing video games. You're 38 years old. You know what I'm saying? And these are the guys that I'm talking to. And so, homie, it's
What made you leave ministry? Were you just done with it?
no. Well, so I actually had my that's funny. I had my pastor walk into my office. Okay. I was in kind of a situation where I was leading from the second chair, right?
Okay.
Like I was preaching on all Mother's Day, Christmases, I was doing baptism, I was doing communion, I was doing funerals. Like, not to speak ill of, but the dude just wasn't the guy.
Yeah.
Right? He just wasn't just wasn't it, man. And so I was doing all of it. And there's a lot of I think there's a lot of jealousy, full transparency, a lot of jealousy. He just felt probably pretty threatened, even though I told him every day, like, homie, I don't want your job. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want your job. And so I got to a point where I was waiting to see what was next.
Okay.
Right. I was kind of, again, full transparency, I was kind of done with youth ministry.
Mm.
Here I was like 39, 40 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I got in it when I was early in my third, like, so I had the, like, hey, let's go.
Yeah.
But like the thought at 40 years old and going to like church camp and staying up all night with junior hires, like
Yeah.
smashing Mountain Dew and like
Yeah.
putting whipped cream in each other's shoes. Like, there comes
Yeah.
a point where you're just like, someone else should do that.
Listen, I filmed years ago. I was asked to cover all boys church camp and just build like fun, goofy videos
Yeah.
for them every day to show before
Yeah.
their worship nights or whatever. I think I might have been like 25, maybe 24, 25 at the time. I will never forget the stench.
Homie,
The smell is
you're
unreal.
not lying. And these kids, they won't shower.
No.
Like, you have to throw them clothes on. It doesn't
was
matter.
so
homie.
bad.
Go shower,
It was so bad.
dude. Go shower. So yeah, it just I love working with the youth. I
Yeah.
love being able to help them out, reach out and just say, hey man, there's a better way, because
Yeah.
they're throwing all kind of blueprints
Right.
to say, hey, live life this way, live life this way, and to be able to come along as an older person and just be like, hey, no. Like, hey, young man, like, this is the way.
Yeah.
This is how you love your wife. This is how you control your emotions. and
Yeah.
control your impulses and your, So I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it a lot. But it comes to the point. And like my kids were getting older, and my oldest was in my youth group. So now I'm like, it just,
Yeah.
I knew,
I get it. I get it.
I just knew like the Lord was kind of changing my heart. And I knew
Yeah.
that if I was going to stay in ministry, that my next jump would be to senior pastor.
Okay.
So that was honestly kind of
And that's a big choice.
yes,
That's a big choice to
for
make.
sure. I mean, you're going from the guy that's again in the second chair to like, okay, now it all falls on you, right?
Yeah.
And it's a tough job.
So there was no animosity when you left. You
No.
just felt like it was time to kind of like just part ways.
This
and-
is what he told me officially. Okay. I had just got done preaching a series. All right. Like,
Mm.
again, I've been here for 8 years at this church.
Yeah.
All right. He walks into my office on a Tuesday morning and he looks at me, he sits on my couch and he says, Matt, I've been looking at the future of Mission Point and you're just not in it. Like that was it. Homie, that was like his lead in, right?
Okay.
So I just think it all kind of came to a head of just, again, the jealousy and the insecurities, and I didn't fight it because I'm like, okay, I've been asking the Lord for clarity.
Yeah.
I've been asking like, what's next? What are
Yeah.
we doing? So it really was just like but that was the official reason. Differences in philosophy
Mhm.
of ministry was the official reason that he said, well, maybe we should just part ways.
Okay.
Here's a funny part about that is that I had been there for 8 years.
Yeah.
You know my philosophy of ministry. You can't hide that for almost a decade. You can
Right.
hide who you are at a job for 6 months.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 months, 6 months.
Yeah.
You can't hide who you are for 8 years. So it left a lot of questions, and it was kind of because it left people confused.
Mhm.
And I'm not the guy, like, I let the Lord fight my battles, homie. He's always protected me. He's always watched out for me. He's always, like, his provision for my life and for my ministry, he's always kept it intact,
Mhm.
right? And so I just took that as, okay, I was praying for open a door, close a door, what's
Yeah.
next? And he just came in and did it for me. So
Yeah.
that was the kick out of the nest that I needed to start this incredible life
Next phase.
that I have.
Next
dude.
life.
This next chapter. And to be fully transparent, I've not put in one application to any church. I've not looked to be a head pastor. I haven't. Not that I'm always surrendered, right?
Yeah.
God and I had that conversation a long time ago of like, I'm going to do whatever you want me to do. But at this point, what I'm doing now, I just feel like is doing ministry, real ministry, right? Unfortunately, the state of the church and specifically North America. This is where I live, and I've grown up in it, homie. It's
Yeah.
my whole, literally. When I say my whole life, I might as well have been born in the baptistry, right?
Yeah.
It's my whole life. So, I've obviously seen behind the curtains for a long time, and it's sad, brother. It's
Yeah.
sad. I totally understand why people are walking away from their faith
Right.
and saying, listen, like, I've got enough problems. I've got enough problems at work and my family and I don't need to come to a place to have more problems.
Yeah.
Right. That shouldn't ever be the design. So for me, doing ministry as we go along,
Mhm.
not, hey, here's this building that I say that I go once a week. And then, all right, God bless you, brother.
Yeah.
And then I
Go live my life.
and
You
then
know,
Monday through Saturday, you're like,
get a good sermon, and then you're back to the 6 days
you
of
go.
doing whatever you want to do.
It's
and
checking the box is what
Yeah.
it is. And a lot of people, it's called moral therapeutic deism is what it's called. And
Okay.
it's the act of going to church because you're moral,
Mhm.
right? And it's therapeutic.
Feels like you're doing a good thing, a
Hey,
good service.
hey, Lord, you see
know?
me here, right?
Yeah.
I'm here, like, bless me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then it's just not there's no fruit. There's no, like, hey, this is my lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right? For me to be a professional bodybuilder, I have to make it a lifestyle.
Right.
It's not something that I can do once a week.
Right.
The Christian life is no different. A lot of people say they're a Christian because they go to a church building.
Mm.
And my friend, that doesn't make you any more of a Christian than me swimming in the ocean makes me a dolphin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I'm standing in a garage, that doesn't mean I'm a car.
Yeah.
Right? That's where maybe cars go, but I'm not a car just because I'm in a garage.
Right.
I'm not a Christian just because I'm in a church.
Right.
So I think a lot of people, unfortunately, have based that once a week, rah, rah, like,
Hoorah.
yeah, man, like, pep rally
Yeah.
as, okay, I'm a Christian. And that's not it, homie. There's
Yeah.
so much more, again, in lifestyle,
Mhm.
right? If I just went to the gym once a week, I wouldn't be able to see how awesome it is to go every day
Right.
and to see the results of me working every day and to
Mhm.
see the end result of all of this instead of, let me just put my tithe in there and, all right, Lord,
Yeah.
check that box. See you later.
Yeah.
Have some good praise and worship. Oh, the Lord loves me.
I do love a good praise and worship.
Yeah,
though.
hey, homie, listen. Me too.
Yeah.
But it's so much more, and it's sad because you see an entire generation that are looking at their parents and going, that doesn't even, like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
It doesn't even make sense, right? So anyway, I'm hoping to kind of change the conversation and make whatever people think Christianity is,
Mm.
make it like, hey, like, you can still operate at the highest levels.
Yeah.
You can still be the strongest. You can still be the most successful. You can still have the ability to rip someone's flesh off their body,
Mm-hmm.
but you can still love Jesus. You can still love your wife. You can still be sensitive to your kids,
Yeah.
right? Whatever this thing of, like, I'm a Christian, so I crawled out of my mom's basement with, like, my jug of pee in my hand to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
what do you like? That's not, like, I want to reinvent what people view as Christianity, because
Yeah.
it's a life of freedom. It's a life of, like, homie, I am having the time of my life.
That's good.
And when I was doing whatever Matt wanted to do, I was not having the time of my life.
Yeah.
And how many of us know people that were having a lot of fun in 19, 20, 21? And
I know I was.
and yeah, but now that they're 40, you know what I'm saying? Now they're 40, they got a couple divorces under their belt, they got
Yeah.
a couple jobs,
Figuring
career
out
change.
what the heck happened
Right.
and how did I get here, and
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
self reflection
Yeah.
is a big
Well, 'cause
big word.
how quickly one month turns into 1 year, 1 year turns into 5, turns into 20,
Right.
and then you're like, holy smokes!
Yeah.
Like, I should have figured this out a long time ago.
Yeah.
Right? I knew the answers, but so it's the principles of life. What makes me a successful father, successful husband, successful coach, successful in my fitness?
Mm-hmm.
All of those principles are the same. There's a line that runs through all of them, and it's words like consistency.
Mm-hmm.
It's words like faithfulness. It's dying to yourself. It's showing up for yourself every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can apply those principles to every area. And if I do that on a consistent basis, again,
Things will happen.
we start to build the wall.
Yeah.
Right. And if not, then you will get the
You'll find out the opposite.
yeah, you will find out. Because life, what I found out is, like, if you don't want to hire coaches, if you don't want to listen to people, if you don't want to have mentors,
or just overall better
Yeah,
yourself.
exactly.
I feel like people just kind of are plateauing, or they just become numb to life and
Yes.
their experiences of what they face.
Yes.
So I think the word experience is one of my favorite words, because there's good experiences and there's bad experiences.
Yes.
But what you make out of those experiences are make it or break it for
Sure.
you to go, all right, this bad thing might have happened, but that's not normal
Sure.
what happened. So
Right.
how do I take that experience, change it from normalcy to actually build from it to where it benefits your next situation, your next future, endeavors and choices
Because
and
it's
stuff.
all preparing you.
Yeah.
All the good, the bad, the in between, the storms, the sun. It's all preparing you for your next chapter. And if I don't go through this, then I'm not able to go through this, right?
Right.
God knows what I need. He knows what I need to become a better man, to be a better husband. Like, he knows that. I might not know that. I don't have that foresight, right?
Yeah.
But again, he's having intersections and conversations, and he's making things happen. He had Mark standing right there at that crosswalk. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
weird. The things in my life that happen, just if I was a one issue voter, whether or not God is real, the one issue would be Matt Trammel.
Yeah.
Like, that is the issue. And where I've come from and how he's just, how he saved me, dude, from just complete and utter destruction.
Yeah.
Like, that is enough for me to vote for God.
Yeah.
I'm voting that way. Just, again, one issue is my life. Is
So
a testimony.
share an experience on something that you had done in your past that kind of helped elevate you to be where you're at today.
You mean like a bad thing that
A
happened?
bad thing that happened, but like overall, I mean, you can look back now and go, okay, obviously, hypothetically, that was stupid Matt era,
Yeah.
but that experience now qualifies you in a way to be like, this happened, but now if you come across someone else who's
Yeah.
struggling with the same thing, you can not only personally relate to it,
Yeah.
but then you also have a story to share
Sure.
to turn it into your testimony, but then help them build off of their testimony to go, okay, this is possible.
Yes. Samuel, we don't have enough time in this podcast to talk about all the stories. Like, because I have people because I'll just in conversation be talking to people and they're like, dude, you need to write a book. And I'm like, homie, you wouldn't believe it. You would say, there's no way. You made that up. You made that book up. So, Samuel, you name it, my friend, from felonies, high-speed chases, jail, overdoses, you name it,
Yeah.
homie. Like, I just was a complete menace to society. What I didn't tell you is that when I watched my family, my wife and my father-in-law move my stuff out of my house, I was under the direct and very close supervision of several of Crestline PD's finest. They were in my house just with their hands on their tasers, watching me drink an entire bottle of Jim Beam, to the point where, like, because I was a menace. So so the police had to be called. Pretty much any situation that Matt Trammel was involved in,
Okay.
we got to get the police involved. And homie, I was here for it. Like, let's go. What do you want to do? What are you going to do with that little guy? I can remember telling him that. I'm like, what are you going to do with that little guy? And they actually came back the following day and did a wellness check on me, because they're like, we've never seen anyone drink that way. And we thought you were going to die. And I'm like, well, shouldn't you have like taken me somewhere or like done something? Like, so anyway, dude, it's, we don't have time to talk about all the terrible decisions I made, but there was not really many boxes that I left unchecked.
Yeah.
Because I, for the longest time, just thought, well, that person got caught, but I can do it better. Or, when you drink and you drive, you never think you're going to get pulled over until you do, right?
And you're like, oh, crap.
Yeah. That story could take up a whole podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I had to come to the realization of, Matt, you're going to lose literally your life, right? I mean, there was a couple times where I'm making deals with God. Like, if I make it through this, like, I'll be good. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I've broken more promises to God than anyone on the planet. But I'm telling you, I had to go through those things.
Yeah.
Right? Because now when I tell you that I understand, like, homie, I already did it.
Yeah.
Like, I've been there. I've done that. I bought the t-shirt already. Like, what do you want to talk about? Right.
Yeah.
So I think it really gave me a leg up in ministry, because I could talk to the dude with a freaking needle hanging out of his arm, heroin junkie, or I could talk to the Bible thumping deacon that told me to whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like I can any people is what I do, man.
Yeah.
Relationships is what I do. And so my whole life I've had to know how to do that and navigate that. And it's been one of my biggest assets is just how to be able to, learning how to treat people, how to, make them feel valued and make them feel special. And homie, all that stuff's free.
Yeah.
That stuff is free. For me to
Right.
make you feel good about yourself, for me to
free.
be like, homie, you're killing it, man. Like, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
For you to send a text like that or a little video to somebody and a friend of, hey, I haven't seen you in a while, man. I'm really thankful for you. Like, that took you 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And you completely could have just changed their entire day, their
Yeah.
entire week. Just someone appreciating them. So, homie, all that's free.
Right.
Being nice to people, free. Loving God, loving others, free. And if you know how to do it, it's really to watch people like, it's almost like mind control.
Yeah.
Like, not in a diabolical way,
Right.
but it's really easy to just like disarm people. Like, if you
Yeah.
come at me hot and I don't escalate and I can come back and just be like, hey, man, I would never. Like, maybe I'm wrong. Let's what are the facts? Let's
Yeah.
talk about it. You know what I'm saying? It would be really hard for you. But if you came at me and I'm like, like nothing ever. But if I say, hey, man, like, hey, I could be wrong. Okay, let's look at the facts.
Yeah.
And what are you gonna say to that? No, I don't want to look at the facts. Like, okay, silly. Like, so, yeah, just learning how to navigate these social situations has allowed me to go to some of the coolest places and meet the coolest people
Yeah.
on the planet, dude.
That's cool. I love it. So you mentioned before growing up, like you were always into sports, fitness, just being active.
Yeah.
When did you get into powerlifting? And then when did you make the switch from powerlifting to bodybuilding?
Yeah.
And what was that process
Good
like?
question. So I had the opportunity to run track and played basketball in college. So I got a scholarship to run track at Cedar Hill University, which is at that time was like D2 in AIA. And while I was there, I walked onto the basketball team. So I was playing basketball. I was running track. I did really well in track.
Okay.
And got a little sweeter deal to go run down at Liberty University, which it still is Division I.
Okay.
Right. So like huge upgrade, like this is the real deal, big time. But I was a menace, and I wasn't stretching. I wasn't doing anything. I just, hey, God-given talent, like go run. Right?
Yeah.
Just go do what you do. And so I started having some hamstring issues. Anyway, that kind of ended my track career. But I was pretty daggone fast for a short little white dude.
Well, shooting, going for D1, you have to be
I
at a certain level.
Yeah, I could move. And so, so from there, like I said, I got married and I always just enjoyed lifting. I love lifting weights. I can like I was raised on Conan the Barbarian. I was raised on Predator. I was raised on Rocky.
The Macho Man era days.
Yeah, oh, dude,
and
all of that, right?
Yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, Bloodsport. Like, these are the movies that I grew up watching, and I can take you to the spot where I'm like, that's going to be me. I'm going to be so big and so strong that no one will ever want to mess with me. Just like Conan, right?
Yeah.
And so I always just enjoyed lifting. I enjoyed it. In my 20s, I was a big lifter, but it was more just, I'm just doing it as a hobby.
Yeah.
And I was a personal trainer as well, right? So you are.
Yeah, because you had your master's in that.
Yeah, I had a
degree.
My first degree was exercise science.
Okay.
And then my master's is in theology.
Okay.
Right. So, so I was I was a walking advertisement, right? Again, you're not going to go to a morbidly obese personal trainer and say, get me in shape. Right. So I had to stay in shape for that. And I enjoyed lifting. It's funny when I look back at pictures when I thought I was big. It's hilarious. Anyway, in my 30s, I was always strong. But I started to realize like, hey, like you're pretty strong, right? Like maybe there's some potential here. And so I got into some really, under the tutelage of, there you go, vocabulary of the day. Tutelage. Under some of my coaches were some of the most legendary guys in the whole game. I was a West Side barbell guy. A lot of guys don't know people. Louis Simmons. So that's that gym's an invite only. So you got to be strong to even walk through the door.
And I don't know if there's still. Don't you have to be in the 1,500-pound club?
Oh, at least there's definitely. I don't remember the exact numbers.
Okay.
But for you to be a member, you had to hit
1,500.
You had to hit
between
certain
squat,
numbers.
deadlift, and bench, and
because that's the big three: squat, bench, deadlift, and then you total them all. So I started just getting around these really strong guys, these really smart guys, And I just started taking off, man. I just started doing very well. I was, breaking world records, breaking state records, but then I started getting big, and I competed at the 220s. I'm
Okay.
like, well, you can't be too big. So then I went to 242s, and I said, no, you can never be too big.
Uh-huh.
I got to 275s, right? The heaviest I've ever saw on a scale by myself is 284 pounds.
Okay.
So I was at least peaking at 300,
Yeah.
right? And I'm 5'9", so pretty much the shape of a grape,
Yeah.
right? But I was strong, homie.
Yeah.
I was so stinking strong. So I started competing, and in my mid 30s, I was a professional power lifter, and I competed, against strongest guys in the whole wide world. I competed at the Arnold a couple times.
Mhm.
And it was an absolute blast. So,
Yeah.
and then I started getting older.
Yeah.
I started getting older, and really, when I was at 284, I was just strong. Like every other area of my life was a bummer. Like
Mhm.
sleep apnea. Like just so much weight and snoring and not sleeping well. Like it was a full blown wrestling match just to get my socks on. Like I would
Yeah.
have to like get my daughter sometimes and be like, "Hey, can you like put my socks on?" Like, it was that bad, homie. Like,
Yeah.
and even finding clothes, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm not that tall, but up here I need like a double X.
Yeah.
But that just means I'm wearing like a nightgown, and then my pants, my butt and my hips and my thighs, and
Yeah.
the stretchy jeans came, which was super dope. So yeah, I mean, I got to the point where the most I've ever squatted is 870 pounds. I've deadlifted 740, and
Mhm.
I was a 500-pound bencher. And I knew that for me, and I was raw as well, a
Yeah.
raw lifter, which means you're not wearing like the lifting, the
Yep.
bench
The
shirts
shirt,
and the
the
squat
yeah.
suits and all of that, right? I never
The
like it.
compression shirt.
All of
That's
that.
what it is.
Yes,
Yeah, the
dude. I mean, it takes
compression
like three
shirt.
people just to get it on
Yep.
you, right? So
Yeah.
I never got into it's called equipped lifting.
Mhm.
And so I was always just a raw guy. And, but I knew that, first of all, I had done way more than I thought I would ever do in
Yeah.
powerlifting. I just went into it for fun, and now we're breaking world records, right? So
Mhm.
so it was one of those things where it's like, okay, you've done kind of what you came to do here. And would I have loved to have squatted 900 pounds? Yes, I would have. But when you get to weight like that, homie, every squat can be your last.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're going in and you have a 12-week program, and you're going to war every day. You're
Yeah.
having to do sets of 3 and 5 with 700 pounds on your back. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it got to the point, I was 38 years old, and I just got to the point where I actually competed at the Arnold that year. And I told myself after the end, I'm like, that was my last powerlifting meet.
Mm.
That was it. And later that year, I was on stage as a bodybuilder.
Mhm.
So the transition was pretty quick. Homie, I had no idea what I was doing in bodybuilding.
Yeah.
I thought, what I'm saying? I just thought you had
Yeah.
to big, just big muscles and whatever. But
Yeah.
you have to pose, and posing is like it's an entire,
It's an art.
homie, it's a sport within the sport. Like it's
Yeah.
a whole, like how to do all the, like I didn't even know what the mandatory poses were. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So again, got some really good coaches, some good mentors. And from 38, I started that transition, started losing weight because I
Mhm.
said, I'll tell you, I was 284 the day I stepped on that scale. And then I went out and I mowed my lawn. Okay.
Mhm.
And I've got a little push mower, nice
Yeah.
little push mower. It's got the little things on the thumbs where you can just push it and just auto drive. Like
Yeah.
literally all I have to do is follow it.
Yeah.
Okay. Homie, I got like the outline done. I mean, you've been in my house, like that front
Yeah.
yard.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not huge. I mean, you can push mow it
Yeah.
easily, but anyway, I got like the I got like the outline done and a couple stripes in. I was gassed, dude. I was completely gassed, and I'll never forget going and sitting on my front steps, and I just put my head in my hands, and I'm just like, homie, you are a Division One. You had a 4.3440, and here you are, can't even mow your lawn.
Yeah.
You can't even mow your lawn, you bum. So from that day, I drew a line in the sand. I burned the ships, and I said, I all the times I said you can never be too big.
Yeah.
I found it that day. I found it, and so yeah, I started the descent, and
Yeah, because powerlifting, you don't do a ton of cardio. Like your cardio is
Bro,
lifting the weights.
yes,
Like that's your
your
cardio.
cardio is 5x5s.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
cardio. If you do a set of 8, whoo,
You're huffing and
good
puffing,
night. Like
but you moved a serious amount of weight.
exactly.
So that's
so it's completely different sports.
Yeah.
You can't. It's as different as basketball and football. Like there's overlaps, right,
Mhm.
in the sports of hey, you use a ball and hey, you have times and
Yeah.
quarters and whatever, but. It is completely different. Completely
Yeah.
different. I will tell you, powerlifting is more about you have to do the weight.
Mhm.
You have to get in there and you have to put the weight on your back.
And it's very formed.
And you have to do it. Yes.
Like your form of physique between the certain lifts you do, it's very strategic.
100%.
So like there's powerlifting, and then strongman is just get as big as you can, pick
Yes.
up as much weight as you can,
Yes.
do these competitions, and a lot like it's funny because you'll see powerlifting competitions, and they're huffing and puffing,
Sure.
but they're moving weight. When you watch strongman, they're
Yes.
but they just moved 800 pounds,
Sure.
40 yards back and forth.
Strongman is, like I said, powerlifting, squat, bench, deadlift. Strongman is moving elements. They're
Yeah.
moving things. They're picking up the big giant balls and they're moving
Atlas stones
Yeah,
and-
yeah. Like
yep.
they're moving things. They're
And
moving.
log
They're
press
throwing.
and-
They're tossing. They're
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a whole different level of cardio. The reason I didn't go into strongman, you want to know why? Because I'm 5'9", and so
Yeah, those guys they're tall.
they're tall,
They're
homie.
tall.
So when they wrap their arms around one of those Atlas balls, for me, the little
The
T-Rex,
T-Rex.
here I am, and I have to like throw it up there, and where they
Yeah.
could just go and snatch it and then just boop. So definitely, but in powerlifting, I have the advantage
Yeah.
as a 5'9" dude.
'Cause
My
you're short
lever,
and-
my lever, just it's sheer physics and geometry.
Yeah.
But if you're moving the elements and you're moving these things and you're farmer carrying and the leverage that they have as a taller person absolutely helps them. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, big hands, right? All the things. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're gripping and throwing, and so for me, that's why I never went strongman. But bodybuilding has been just an absolute blast. I'm 41 now. I won the Arnold Amateur, not this past year, but the year before.
Okay.
And so what that does when you win that, it qualifies you for 2 years for national shows. So you have like
Mhm.
regional shows, and there is the pro Arnold, right?
Yeah.
There's the pro show. I'm not a pro yet. So in the amateur circuit, that's kind of like that's the peak, bro. That's
Okay.
like the people were like, "Oh, you done? You won the Arnold?" I'm like, "Not even close. That's just a stop, right?"
Okay.
So as far as the amateur level goes, I'm pretty much at the ceiling of that. Now the only thing left to do is go get that pro card. So
And how do you get the pro card?
so when you qualify for a national show, so you have regional shows,
Mhm.
regional shows like Mr. Ohio, Mr. Kentucky, like
Okay.
they're regional, right? That's NPC.
Okay.
NPC is National Physique Committee. NPC, kind of like the farm leagues, okay?
Yep.
NPC kind of finds the talent. You're in a show. You have to get top 2 in your weight class
Okay.
to qualify for a national show. And then a national show, you have to for most of them, you have to win your weight class.
Okay. You have to win it just one time?
Just one time.
Okay.
Just one time, and then you get your IFBB pro card.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going for. I'm 8 weeks out,
Okay.
and I have a show in Pittsburgh. I'm training for the North Americans. And so 8 weeks out is when I really kind of start to turn the screws a little bit.
Okay.
And I got to cut cereal out. I got to cut peanut butter and jelly out.
Mhm.
I love peanut butter and jelly, dude. But the day that you find out what a real serving of peanut butter, like the amount of calories, have you ever? Do you like peanut butter?
I don't know if I eat a lot of peanut butter.
Well, listen, if you're a peanut butter connoisseur out there, if you love peanut butter and you actually see, because it's 2 tablespoons, homie.
like 300 calories.
It's 200. It's 190
Okay.
exactly. 190 calories, but two tablespoons. That's like,
That's tiny.
homie, it's not even enough to like get my
like the
bread
size of a
covered.
dime.
Yeah, it's nothing, dude. It's nothing, and it's 200 calories. So for me, when I make a peanut butter and jelly, you need to watch me make a peanut butter and jelly sometime. I've got it on my socials.
Is that the video?
The video.
One of your top. I saw that, but I hadn't watched it yet.
Yes.
On the little plate, the dollop of like peanut butter. I haven't watched it yet.
That was from yesterday. That was
Okay.
I was trying to teach people how to know if the food is a good protein source. Do
Okay.
you know how to do that?
Look at the ingredients.
No. I mean, no, because you would see protein. People think peanut butter is a good source of protein because it's got protein in it. This is what you need to do. Super simple. You're welcome. This is free for you. What you do is you have to know the serving size and how many calories. For example, I know that one serving size of peanut butter is 190 calories. Okay. I also know that in one serving size of peanut butter, there's 7 grams of protein, right? So to figure out if something is a good source of protein or not, you have to take the serving size, those calories, 190 calories. You take the protein, 7 grams, you multiply the protein by 10.
Okay.
Multiply it by 10. If that number is higher than the calories that it's costing you, right? What's 7 times 10?
70.
70.
It took me a minute. I'm bad at math. It was a slow moment.
I did not think that was going to be a tough question.
70.
All right. 70. Okay. So there's 70. That's on the point scale, but the calories in a serving is 190.
Yeah.
Right? So 190 is greater than 70, which means that in fact is not a good source of protein. Okay. Let's take chicken, right? 3.5 ounces of chicken is a serving size. Okay. We're looking at about 165 calories in a serving of chicken, right? A serving of chicken of 3.5 ounces has about 31 grams of protein. Okay. So 31 times 10.
310.
Add a 0. Yes. 310.
See, I was quick on that one.
Yes.
I was quick
Rick,
on that one.
We're learning.
I'm better with larger numbers, you know.
I love it. So 310, okay, and what did I say? 165 calories.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's a healthy source of protein.
Very healthy because you're essentially doubling. I mean, again, whatever that math is, but
okay.
Yes. So that number multiplied by 10 has to be higher than the calories in one serving.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yep.
So just multiply that number by 10.
That's good to know. Okay.
And that will tell you, because this is the thing, people think, oh yeah, protein, peanut butter. There's 7 grams.
7 grams.
7 grams in there. But if
the calorie defeats that.
Exactly. If you really thought, oh, I'm just going to get my protein source from peanut butter, homie, you're going to get fat because you're going to be taking in. I mean, I would bet my peanut butter and jellies when I'm making them in off season are probably every bit of 500 or 600 calories.
Okay.
Because I use
a lot of peanut butter.
I just you need to watch me make one of them. I mean, it's a whole. I'm about to relapse. I can't get into that mode. I can't have peanut butter, bro. You're making me lust a little bit.
You brought it up.
I know, man.
You know.
Well, it's in there. It's always at the forefront. I'm really excited to be able to have a peanut butter and jelly again. But for right now, homie, I gotta.
So what's your cutting like then?
Well, you just have to stay in a deficit, right?
Okay.
Deficit. This is
and then you do no fluids like what, 3 days prior or 7 days prior?
No, there's a whole peak week. There's a whole water manipulation. Really, it's huge. That final week, like I'm trying right now, even 8 weeks out, I am trying to peak for the hour of the show.
Okay.
Right. So I mean, we're talking, you got to be pretty dialed in. So there's a whole peak week where the first 3 days you actually about drowned yourself. You drink over 2 gallons of water every day. Per day. No carbs. So it's basically chicken and spinach. Okay. And what you're trying to do is put your body in this hyperhydrated state. Right.
Okay.
So you're just pushing fluid. Your body's like, whoa, like I'm going to drown. Like, so you just start peeing. You're peeing. But you're not having carbs. Okay. And then you go in and you work out very high reps, very explosive. And you have what's in your muscles right now that makes them work is called glycogen. Okay. You're trying to get, which is sugar, right? Carbohydrates, glycogen. What you're trying to do is deplete all of that glycogen.
Right.
Okay. Keep in mind, this is leading up to the show. Ton of water, no carbs, and really hard workouts.
And this is only during like peak week.
This is just peak week.
So this is like within a 7-day leading up to the hour of the show.
This is just the first 3 days of peak week. Okay. So here I am after 3 days, no carbs. It's called flat. Like when you look flat, you're trying to flatten yourself out. I don't want any veins. Like my muscle, everything looks like trash because you don't have any glycogen. You don't have, because glycogen gives you that full, right? Okay. So this is going to make sense. I'm going to bring it all together here. So
I would appreciate that.
Yes, absolutely. So here you are, your body's in this hyperhydrated state. It's just pushing fluid. It doesn't have any carbs. So you're actually feeling like trash and you really don't even look good. You look in the mirror and you're like,
meh.
flat. You look flat. Now, This is where the magic comes in. The fourth day, okay, you start coming in with some carbs, right?
Mm.
Start eating some carbs, and then you start cutting your water. All right.
Okay.
Here's the beautiful part is your body still thinks it's in that state of hyperhydration. So you're still
It
pushing.
pushes everything
You're
out.
still pushing. Now you're adding carbs, but you're cutting your water. And you cut your water a little bit every day until basically show day. You can maybe like lick it.
Okay.
Like I was at a drinking fountain.
And ice.
Homie, yeah. Like literally, I can remember. Like I was at a show and it just got to the point where I was so thirsty, and I just remember kind of like licking it and like spitting it back out, like just to get my mouth like,
Yeah.
you know, it's pretty brutal, man. It's very short term. So pushing. Now you're cutting your water, right? So now you've cut your water, but you're still pushing.
Okay.
So it's essentially you're tricking your body into dehydrating yourself.
Okay.
It's just a little hack that, because it'll push for
Yeah.
days. For days, it'll keep pushing, but you're not replacing it,
Yeah.
right? But these carbs come in, and you can almost, Samuel, I'll never forget the first time I saw it, like working, right?
Mm.
You could almost watch your muscles start to fill back up,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're cutting water, but your muscles have been so starved, and they're taking this, and you just, oh, dude, if you do it right, if you do a peak week right,
Yeah.
you'll
Huge
look,
difference.
you'll just look like a freak, and if you mess it up, then you'll look flat up on stage.
I got you.
So it is quite the game. It really is, and that's why I just love it so much, because it's such a self-control test. Like as soon as you wake up, because I love lifting weights, I love it.
Yeah.
It's my safe nest. I love it. But that's 2 hours of the day,
Yeah.
right? That I'm at the gym. What are you doing the other 22 hours?
Right.
That's where people get in trouble, right? So just when your eyes open, bro, it's just game on.
Yeah.
And if I do the work, I get the benefits, and if I don't, then I don't. So
Yeah.
it's just, it's just one of those very straightforward, and it's really cool to just see. I never wanted to be 70 years old and think like, what could I have looked like?
Yeah.
Like just one time, like
Yeah.
how jacked could I have gotten?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people will live with that regret. Maybe they don't care at all. But for me, what I'm saying, I feel like with my wife, with my kids, with the people that I coach, like I set the bar, not in a conceited or cocky way, but I'm a man that has goals and a vision, and I'm laser focused.
Yeah.
And I'm setting the bar. Like this is, because if not, then someone else will come along and set the bar. I might not like that bar. So for me, I think every day, Matt, you have generations depending on you. Like your family tree is depending on Matt Trammel. And
Right.
we, Samuel, this is the coolest part. As long as we can keep the lights on and not blow each other to smithereens,
Yeah.
potentially my great grandkids could be watching what Grandpa Matt did
Yeah.
and say, dude, look at that freak.
Yeah.
Like he's the one that changed our stars.
Yeah.
He's the one that set the bar. This is why we are the way that we are now, right? I don't know anything about my great grandpa. I have no
Yeah.
idea. He came and kicked me in the shin right now. I wouldn't even know who it was, right? So it's just kind of cool that when I'm, just capturing this journey, I can watch this back. This isn't for other people, homie. This is for me. This is for my future generations of Trammels of like, if he can do it, then daggone it, so can we.
Yeah.
Right? This is what it looks like to strive for excellence. I've wasted so much time as a youth. So much time.
Yeah.
And I'm to the point now where it's like I have no more time to waste. And people depend on me, man. And that's
Maximum effort.
That's it, homie.
That's what I forget where that's from. They're like maximum effort
Every day. Because this is the thing, okay? I came to the realization that I am a participant in this thing we call life. No matter what. Like this morning, it wasn't my call whether my eyeballs opened.
Yeah.
Right? Not my call. But they did. They did open, which means I'm still in the game.
Yeah.
Right? I'm still here for a purpose. And as long as Cinderella's dressed for the ball,
Yep.
he's going to dance his little face off because
Yeah.
why not? I've got to participate anyway. I'm
Right.
already here. So why not do it in a way like that's awesome? That's like people are grabbing their popcorn and going, I can't believe he's going to Mexico again. I can't believe he just lifted 500 pounds for 10.
Yeah.
I can't believe he can still jump up and touch the rim. I can't believe, like, again, that's not a conceited thing. This is just what I love to do.
Yeah.
And to show people, hey, man, you're 40 years old. You're not dead yet. Because
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I talk to people, they're 30, and they're like, yep, pretty much over. They haven't done anything since high school, right? How many people sprint after their high school sports?
Oh,
What's the
crazy
percentage?
low. Crazy
low.
Yeah.
Crazy low, right? So I figure if I can do two things, if I can sprint and I can jump, those are two things that I never see old people doing.
Yeah.
So as long as I do those two things, I can stay young.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I want to put off the statement of dad used to. Oh, dad used to be able to do that. Oh,
okay.
dad used to be able to. Dad used to be able to jump up and touch the rim. Dad used to be able to throw a foot. Like,
So there's also a driving force too to show your kids, like,
Homie.
hey, as you get older, this
I set the bar.
physiqueness or lifestyle doesn't have to stop at
Lifestyle.
a certain age.
It's lifestyle, dude.
Yeah.
It's lifestyle. And if you choose to take care of yourself, then your lifestyle is going to be very different.
Yeah.
All right, let me give you a very good example. I had he was a rather larger man. Came up to me at the gym where I lift, and he looked at me, and he was definitely complimenting me. Okay, but he said, "Man, it must be really hard to look like you." That's what he told me. And in my mind, I did not say this out loud, but in my mind, I thanked him and kept it moving. In my mind, I'm saying to myself, man, it must be really hard to look like you.
Yeah.
All of your high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all the surgeries you're going to have, all the rehabs, all the doctor visits, all the appointments,
Yep.
all the, homie, to me, that's hard.
Yeah.
Right? So if that's the case and it's all hard, why not choose your hard? Right? It's hard to be married, but divorce is really hard too.
Yeah.
Right? It's hard to be physically fit, but to be out of shape is really hard too. Right?
Yeah.
So these things are, this is hard, but so is this.
Yeah.
Okay, well, then I'll just choose.
Yeah.
I'll choose, and I don't want this hard. I want this hard. So
Right.
for me, it's just at the point where it's got to be such a lifestyle to where, like, okay, did the sun rise today? It did? It did? Okay, well, let's get in the gym. Let's do what we're supposed to be doing. Let's love my wife. Let's love my kids. Like,
Yeah.
just doing the next right thing. And homie, I'm telling you, that is the winning blueprint.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I had a guest on my friend Ron, who's been carnivore, I think, for a year.
Yeah.
A little over a year. And then he had like a short break where he was off of it for like 2 or 3 months, and then
Sure.
he went back onto it. And so he's down, gosh, I want to say over 90 pounds, I
Yeah,
think.
Sure.
But now he's getting into like coaching and teaching and like showing people like, hey, it's better to do it a lifestyle. If you are going to try it, do it for 3, 6, or 9 months so you actually see the benefits
Yeah.
of it. But in reference or in relation to what you were talking about, how like choosing your hard, because we were talking about like finances and, you know, paying for meat every month and eggs
Sure.
and like all, I mean,
Yeah.
it adds up.
For
But
sure.
he's like, but it's still the better alternative to the
Exactly.
opposite of that.
You're exactly
Paying
right.
for doctor visits, paying for
What's the
blood
other- yeah.
pressure pills
Yeah.
and all these medical things when you could have been doing this instead, but now you're paying for this because either laziness or life choices, whatever.
Right.
So
The thought of me not being able to go out and just run with my kids and be able to play basketball with my kids and be able to throw with my kids and be able to just, hey, there's a hill. Go,
everyday normal
go run
stuff,
up.
you
Go
know?
run up that hill. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a pool. Go swim.
Yeah.
Like to not be able to do that and to not be able, like, homie, I don't know what I would do.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do. So again, yeah, it goes back to choosing your heart. It's all hard, all of it. But I'm a participant. Here I am. Let's go.
Yeah.
Reporting for duty,
Yeah.
sir. Right?
Yeah.
Let's rock out.
That's cool. I like that. So let's talk about supplements.
Sure.
What do you take? What's your daily intake? Is it 7 days a week? Is it, you know?
So I'm a big, just starter pack gym bro. Like if
Okay.
you're trying to go on any fitness journey whatsoever, okay, the two things that you need the most, I think, are the most beneficial. You need a good protein supplement,
Mhm.
right? A good whey protein. Okay, that's gonna just very absorbable. You can take it at any time. You can take it on the go, and you know you're getting a high quality protein because that's what you.
Now, what's the difference-
protein? It's you have
What's the difference between whey protein and like synthetic protein?
well, you have, this is the big ones. You have whey protein, you have soy protein, and then you have something called casein protein. Now there's other proteins, but those are the three big ones. Whey protein is going to be should be your go-to. Whey
Okay.
or casein. Casein's another one that's really good. Um, Casein, the reason that casein protein is good is because it goes into your body and kind of clumps up a little bit to where it takes your body a little longer to break down
Okay.
the casein protein, right? So it's going to give your body a little more sustained burn.
Okay.
And then whey protein still has, it's still great. You're not going to get quite as long of a sustained feeding, right?
Okay.
It's through your system pretty quick. And then soy protein is just bad. Stay away from soy protein. There's estrogen, blah, 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 blah. Like soy protein is not, that's why I like these plant-based stuff and the soy
Mm.
protein, like not great. Not great. I mean, that's getting off in the weeds that we could talk about like the molecular stuff, but um, soy protein, especially for a dude, is not the way to go. You
Mm.
want to get you a good whey protein. And then if you look, some of them have like casein protein. I know like, specifically muscle milk. I
Mm.
know that for a fact. The sugar content's a little high because it tastes so good, but that has casein protein in it. So just
Okay.
look and it'll tell you exactly whether it's whey, soy, or casein protein. And a lot of times whey and casein will kind of be one and the same as far
Okay.
as like all in the same tube or whatever.
Yeah.
It's got some whey, some casein. I would definitely stay away from soy protein. So you got your protein. That's important.
Mm.
You take that. I love to take it right after I work out because
Now, isn't there an algorithm to figure out, because your body can only hold so much protein before it just pees it out? Is that
there's mixed, dude. So
okay?
I'm coming from the education where I learned in my classes a lot about like nutrient timing
Mm-hmm.
and staying anabolic versus catabolic and all of this kind of, and you can only have so much protein at once.
Mm-hmm.
I do, because your body can only digest so
So
much,
much.
right?
Yeah.
They always used to say it was about 50 grams at a time, but
Yeah.
it may be a little higher than that. They're saying there's a lot of research saying that, because it used to be, again, nutrient timing, when
Yeah.
you're getting your nutrients. Now they're coming out with more and more studies to where it doesn't necessarily matter when you do it, as long as you're getting, like, you're hitting
Like
that
X
number.
amount
Right,
or
right.
okay.
If you got to hit 180 grams of protein, it doesn't necessarily, like, would you want to take 180 grams of protein at one time? Absolutely not, right? I'm still going to stick with like my protein shakes are about 50 grams,
Okay.
maybe 60 grams, because it's 2 scoops, right?
Okay.
30 grams a scoop. But that's the most I'll really, 50, 60 grams,
Okay.
right? That works for me. And so you're going to find as much information to say nutrient timing matters, just that you'll find just as much that says it doesn't matter. It's
Okay.
more about, in that 24-hour period, how many calories that you're consuming.
Okay.
Whether you're doing it all in one meal, whether you're doing it, because they always used to say, 5 small meals a day. Again, there's more and more research that's saying that doesn't necessarily matter as much as just the total number,
Okay.
right? So
Do you think it helps to know what your body appreciates the most in certain things? 'Cause
everyone's
I
going to
feel
be a
like,
little different.
yeah, I feel like some people, one solid meal a day would be better versus 5 small meals a
Sure.
day, or 3 parceled out meals
Yeah.
with different
Well, it goes back to
intake
lifestyle, right?
and
It goes
yeah,
back to like, you have to find a system that works for Samuel.
right.
Matt finds a system that works for Matt. And because if you don't find something that's sustainable, homie, you're not going to do it.
Yeah.
Right? If 3 hours every day of meal prepping and being in the kitchen and weighing your food and counting macros and like, if you're not going to do that long term, then don't do it.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's not sustainable. So you have to find a lifestyle
Mm-hmm.
that this is just me. I open my eyes, this is how I eat.
Yeah.
This is how I drink. So I don't really go with a lot of the fad diets. Now, do I think some of them are good for like a jump start? Hey, I
Mhm.
need to lose some weight. Let me get on this little thing right here.
Yeah.
Carnivore or whatever, right? For me, I'm just more about balance. Like,
Okay.
you know what's good, you know what's bad. Take some of those little formulas that I use as far as if it's good for protein, if it's a good protein source.
Mhm.
Because really, homie, if you can hit that protein number, if you can really hit that protein number every day, a lot of the other numbers are going to take care of themselves,
I got you.
right? A lot of your other fats and carbs will kind of take care of themselves. But my protein number, because people ask me all the time, like, do you count macros and count all this? Like, homie, I don't.
Yeah.
I have no idea how many macros. I have no idea. I know the number of, like, the protein number that I need to hit, which right now is about 180 to 200
Per day.
per day.
Okay.
Per day. The rule of thumb, again, everyone's a little different, is historically been about 1 gram per pound of body weight.
That's what it was. That's what I was thinking of.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
that's kind of the the magic formula,
Okay.
but that's going to be a little different depending on your goals. You have to
Okay.
train to your goals. Most people,
Yeah.
they have no idea. Like they have a kind of a goal, but they don't know how to train for their goals.
Yeah.
They see this guy on YouTube, see this guy, and they just snatch this workout and they try that, and let me just do what Arnold does, and
Yeah.
well, that may work and it may not,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, but that I really focus on that protein number every day. But yeah, that's where I'm at, about 180 to 200, because I still need to be in a deficit. I still need to, we're still trying to burn some fat,
Okay.
and you have to be in a deficit to do that. If you're not, if your goal is to lose weight and you're not, okay, you are very simply losing the numbers game.
Okay.
It is as simple as in and out, okay?
Mm.
If you're not gaining weight like you want to, you're losing the calories game, right?
Okay.
So here's a little trick. If you want to lose weight, stay a little hungry all the time. Not hangry, because then we're going to make bad decisions.
Yeah.
Just stay a little hungry, right? You're going to lose weight. If you want to gain weight, stay a little full. You get full, let's eat some more, right?
Yeah.
So it really is a numbers game at the end of the day. If you are burning more calories than you're consuming, you're going to lose weight.
Yeah.
Period. If you're consuming more than you're burning, you're going to gain weight. It is that simple. All these people are like, oh, my metabolism, my blah, blah, blah. No, homie, you're losing the numbers game. You're eating too much. That's it. And here's the unfortunate part is most people have no idea.
Yeah.
They have no idea what they're eating. They don't know what a serving size looks like.
Well, we talked
They
about
don't-
portion control.
Yeah, they
as
have.
well,
They don't have a clue. They go to a
Yeah.
restaurant.
to get this
and-
massive plate
Yes.
with all this food when it could feed easily 3-4 people.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
And there's 4 servings instead of just one, but you feel like, hey, I paid for it. I got to
you
eat
feel like
it
it's
all.
normal.
Exactly,
and,
right?
Yeah.
And you can. So you would be shocked, just another little trick if you're trying to lose weight specifically. You would be amazed at how much, or I guess how little it takes for you to just not be hungry. Not full. You're not full. Like Matt Trammel could eat. You put food right here, right now, I'll eat it.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't have to. I'm good for a couple hours or whatever.
Yeah.
So just eating, if you're trying to lose weight, just eat enough so that you're not hungry.
Yeah.
And you'd be really surprised at how little that is. Right. And so there's a lot of tips and tricks like that to gain weight or lose weight. You don't want to get hangry though, because you will fall off the wagon. So yeah, that's for protein. And then creatine. Creatine, brother. I would give creatine to my 9-year-old. It is the safest. It is the most tried and true, most researched. Very, very safe.
I heard, I don't know if I read it or watched a podcast. There was a doctor talking about, was it like 5 grams of creatine a day helps the brain be more productive and like just overall healthiness or
historically,
something like that.
Historically, 3 to 5 grams has been like the bodybuilding, like build muscle stuff.
Okay.
All right. About 5 grams a day. Now they're saying they've started discovering all kind of cognitive benefits. So not just for muscle, right? Because creatine works on at the cellular level. It's ATP is what it's helping out.
Okay.
ATP is adenosine triphosphate. ATP.
Okay.
Think of that as like if your muscle moves, if it has energy, anything that you do, I'm expending ATP. ATP. And when I'm doing a bicep curl, the ATP in that bicep runs out, right?
Okay.
It's converted into something called ADP, adenosine diphosphate. All right.
Okay.
What creatine does is it comes in at the cellular level and it makes that conversion process more efficient, right?
Okay.
So it's going to get you a little stronger. It's going to allow you to recover better. But not just that, they're discovering the cognitive benefits because your brain, people don't think about their brain. Your brain uses an insane amount of energy when you're trying to think of a problem, when you're trying to solve something, when you're stressed or when you're focused, when you're like your brain, when you're thinking, that's your brain burning through ATP. Okay. So now they're saying, I just recently started within the past couple of weeks taking 10 grams of creatine a day.
Okay.
They're saying that is really getting into not just the muscle, but the cognitive benefits.
Okay.
So even for women, like, because people think, oh, I don't want to get all big and bulky. Homie, first of all, if you're a woman, You don't have the physiology unless you're taking anabolic steroids.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot get to be, because I'll train, like they'll be like, oh, I don't want to look like you. I'm like, never. You can never, ever, ever do that.
Yeah.
Ever. Never. Unless you take testosterone as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna, you just don't have the physiology, right? You don't have the biological things that are necessary to gain the amount of mass that a man would have.
Right.
But creatine for cognitive is they're talking, I haven't done this quite yet, but they're talking about like every now and then doing like a mega dose of like 20 or 30 grams, not every day. And if you do decide to do that, you would want to break it up. You wouldn't want to take all 30 at once.
At one time.
You'd want to break it up throughout the day. And they're saying that has some kind of, again, I can't verify that one.
Okay.
But yeah, like a mega dose, they're saying really, especially if you've had like a couple nights of like horrible sleep or whatever, right? Take this mega dose and it's supposed to work miracles. I've not done that yet.
Are there different types of creatine?
Yes. So the only one that you need to be concerned about is monohydrate. Creatine monohydrate. It's the cheapest. It's the most efficient. It's the best. Creatine monohydrate. There's other forms. There's like esterified forms. There's some that like they say it goes in and like converts into more of like an alcohol form, and so it's easier to absorb. And there's micronized. There's different kinds of
But
creatine.
monohydrate is
homie, good old fashioned.
generally the straight go to creatine.
Creatine monohydrate, dude. That's the one. So the 10, I've really enjoyed taking 10. I don't know about the 20 or 30, but to jump from 5 to 10 has.
And when you take 10 grams, are you taking it all in one time? Yes. Or you? Oh, okay.
All in one time. I just put it in there with my pre-workout.
Okay.
So,
is there a difference? Any beneficials to do in pill form or powder form?
Well,
because I'm assuming powder digests faster, wouldn't it?
Well, in the pill form, it'll be a capsule, so there'll just be powder in that pill.
Oh, okay.
You won't have like a solid.
They don't have a solid pill.
No. Okay. It would be
like the clear capsule.
Yes,
with the powder.
It would be
inside.
that. Yeah, that's where you're gonna get your creatine monohydrate. It's gonna be in a powder form. For me, bro, I just shake it up. Back in the day, dude, it used to be so chalky and so like your last couple drinks would just be yes, dude, yes. So they've come a long way.
Give me my chapstick.
Yes, homie. Yeah. So they've come a long way with creatine, but it's so safe. It's so, like I said, I give it to my kid. I give it to my 9-year-old. But it is absolutely fantastic. So creatine.
And does it help your body hold water more? Or retain?
They talk about water retention, but it's not anything that you would ever be concerned with. It's not anything that like, oh, I'm so bloated. And so like, that's not really a thing. Like, because I've heard creatine causes hair loss. I've heard it causes.
Well, I'm screwed in that department.
I think you're good. So yeah, I'm telling you, the list of negatives of cons for creatine, the list would be not even worth talking about. I don't really, unless you're again abusing it.
Yeah.
Right. Because they say, oh, it's so hard on your kidneys and your liver. No, homie, it's not. Like as long as you take it and you're not abusing it, any of this stuff that I'm talking about, as long as you are responsible with it.
Yeah.
It's the greatest thing.
Well, anything too much of anything could be bad for you, depending on how you
Aspirin,
use it. And,
ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then, so that's the two, like if you're just a dude or, someone that's just, or a girl for that matter, that's just trying to get in shape. I would definitely point you in the direction of a creatine supplement, monohydrate, and some kind of whey protein, right? That's just starter pack, basic. You don't need BCAAs. That's crap. That's marketing. That's branched chain amino acids, which amino acids are the building blocks for protein. That is true. And then protein is the building blocks for muscle. That is true. But if you have a good diet, if you're eating well and you're getting your protein, to take on top of that an amino acid is totally unnecessary.
Okay.
You're just peeing it out. You're just wasting money.
Yeah.
So the branched chain amino acids, I don't think that you need those at all. So protein, creatine, and then at 38 years old, I got my biggest and strongest completely natural. Like testosterone didn't touch my bloodstream until I was 38 years old. And I was getting older. And I was like, man, like if I'm going to be a bodybuilder and I'm going to compete at the level that I want to compete at, there's certain things that you have to do.
Yeah.
There's certain things that you have to take because, I'm not being mean, but I'll have guys come up to me and be like, oh, I'm all natty. And I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
Like, Like,
Yeah.
let me clap for you first and then tell you you didn't have to tell me that.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
again, I'm not being mean. Like, people can do whatever they want. And I even
Right.
say that in my videos. Like, I'm going to give you the best advice that I know how. But at the end of the day, if you want to, stand in the corner on your head and eat 3 gallons of peanut butter
Yeah.
and do and take and do whatever you want. I'm
Yeah.
going to give you the best information that I know how. Right?
And that's you emphasize a lot. That's what you've done.
Me.
Like, it's your experience. It's what worked for you,
It's
and
me.
you emphasize that a lot
Yes.
in your content that you create, just to
Very
help
much
build
so.
that awareness.
Well, because you
know.
because you get all these comments, and, I gotta do it, and I do it like this, and I have
Yeah.
that's bad for him. That's bad. You shouldn't deadlift. You should
Yeah.
There's so many just ignorant
People love sharing their opinion.
Well, and they're so tough when they can just sit there on a computer and just
Yeah.
just troll on your post. Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah.
So you have a ton of that. Anybody that has 60 followers on Instagram thinks they're like a fitness influencer, right? So for me, I don't want to say, here, Samuel,
Do this,
You have to
you
do
know,
this,
yeah.
right? I'm going to say, Samuel, based on your goals,
Yeah.
based on what you're trying to accomplish, this is the blueprint.
Mhm.
Okay. You can work that blueprint or not.
Right.
And I tell my clients this: the more you deviate from this blueprint that I gave you, the further away from your goals you're going to get.
Right.
You're going to be replacing the marble countertops with Formica, right? You're instead of your dream house, you're going to be getting your Timu house.
Yeah.
You're still going to get a structure,
Timu
but it's
house.
not. I don't know. Are they selling houses yet?
No, that's a great analogy. I'm
Right.
sure they are.
Yeah. So like that. That's what you're going to get. So you do the work that Again, I've been doing this a long time, and but I know through ministry, through parenting, through being a husband, through being an entrepreneur, that people are going to do whatever it is that they want to do.
Yeah.
And they'll justify it the whole way. People justify the craziest behavior, right? So for me, homie, I let people do their thing. Do your thing, bro. Do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
This is what I've found to be the best way.
Yeah.
You make the decision.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's good. So competing at the level you want to compete at, you started taking testosterone at 38?
38.
Okay.
38. And I am so thankful.
I know
that I waited.
There's massive benefits to taking testosterone.
It's the greatest thing.
But there's also a really big flip side to that.
Of course.
So because I've been wanting to ask you, like, what was your journey in that? Because there's a lot of different types.
Sure.
For people to navigate that. And again, waiting to
Yes.
take it.
I never, ever, ever recommend. I say this in my videos as well. I don't recommend any teenager. I don't recommend any 20-year-old, and even into your 30s, unless you medically need it. You shouldn't even start the conversation. I'm going to just put a number out there that just to have a standard, but 35 years old, really, you shouldn't even start having the conversation. If you're 40, then you should definitely start having the conversation for sure. And if you medically need it, right? There's plenty of 20-year-olds that aren't producing or whatever.
Right.
Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Get to optimal. But if you're in your 20s and you just think that you have to take trend to get jacked, homie, you have messed yourself up really, really bad. You're
really, really fast.
Can I say testicles on this show?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what produces testosterone.
Right.
Right?
It's the human analogy.
Exactly.
Or anatomy.
Yes.
Anatomy.
Yes. When you're getting it from an outside source, okay, your body signals to those boys,
right?
Hey, we're getting it from somewhere else. You
don't need to produce it anymore.
You can chill out, right? The problem is when you're in your teens and your 20s, you're just now starting to turn on. Like you're just like they're just now activating.
Yeah.
You're just like you're on the upswing. But then when you take it, you completely shut down your natural testosterone. And for the rest of your life, for you to feel normal, you're gonna have to take it because you've messed yourself up way back here, right? You're also gonna get into some fertility issues. I have countless powerlifters and bodybuilding friends that took it when they were young, and now that they're in their 30s, they're trying to have babies, and
it's a struggle.
Homie, there's nothing going on, bro. You've torched them, right?
Yeah.
So for me, my encouragement for every human being is wait as long as you can. Wait as long as you can, and when the time is right, go ahead. Right? Yeah. Especially if you need it medically. I know at 38 years old, mine was going to start dropping. It doesn't matter who you are, Samuel. I don't care how in shape you are. Now, everyone is a little different.
Yeah.
Some people, depending on your lifestyle, depending on what you're doing and whatever, there's even natural enhancements of testosterone boosters or whatever. Like you can have a little higher. But at some point, you know what I'm saying? You're 50, you're 60, you're what, like as you get older, it's going to drop. Period.
Right.
I don't care. That's just part, it's father time, homie. It's going to
Yeah.
get you. Biology is going to get you.
Yeah.
And so the side effects of low testosterone, homie, are awful.
Yeah.
They're devastating. They're devastating. You just, there's no
Drive.
vigor.
Yeah.
You don't have that like, just, I wake up, homie, and I'm just like, line them up. I'll knock them down.
Yeah.
Most people I know get up out of bed and they're like, I can't wait to be in bed again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So very lethargic. It's not even about like sex drive and all that. Like it's the whole thing. It's mental. It's just, when I walk, I'm cracking the concrete. Like it's a mindset thing, right? But you have to be smart.
Yeah.
You cannot abuse it. People think more is more sometimes, right? If I got a little money, well, more money would be better.
Right.
Hormones are not that way. More is not more. Okay. You need to find, if you're going down that path, you have to find the least amount that you can take to get the greatest benefits. Okay. Because this is a game that you can definitely screw yourself up.
Yeah.
For sure. Right. But if you take it appropriately, you don't abuse it, and you wait for the time, then when the time is right that you need it,
Right.
brother, it's the best thing that God ever created.
So how is it the best thing? Give me some examples.
Oh, what I mean, everything. I mean, when I say everything, mental clarity, right? You don't have that brain fog, that and then just the drive to just dominate. Like you don't remember what it was like if you're 40 years old. You don't remember what it was like to wake up at 17 and just be like,
let's go
jump off something, let's blow something up, because it's kind of like a slow burn, right? You just kind of, we talked about settling into life and settling into, then you got this little gut that you're putting on, you got these little weird baby arms, and like you start looking like trash. And for me, brother, that's not the way to live. For me, when people look at me, I want them to be like, dang, what in the world? What is he doing?
Yeah.
Right? What, like, and that's not just why I do it, so people will look at me, but it allows me, it's my biggest end. It is my biggest segue to do ministry, my physicality, because people just want to talk to you. They want to talk to you, talk to me, how much you bench, how much you, and then when I actually show them that I like have something to say, and I'm not just like steroid, birdie, you know what I'm saying, like a caveman. It allows me to be able to speak truth into their life, right? And then I show them how much I care about them. Just love on them a little bit. Hey, I can get you physically stronger. Let's talk about
what's your goals.
Yeah, what's your goals? What's your faith? How's your marriage? How's your, and I'll get right into that, homie. I just want to jump right into your soul and let's figure it out. I love doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's one of those things where you have to find someone that knows what they're doing, right? And you can go to a doctor these days. You can get all your blood work. You can get all. That's where I always recommend people to start. If you're a dude and you're like,
go get your test done first.
Yeah.
Figure out what your body needs, where it's depletion at, and
you're
all
exactly
that.
right.
Yeah.
That's always going to be my starting point for everybody.
Yeah.
And then we can talk, right? But it's never abuse. It's never, homie, I got 4 kids. I don't want to die.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you're abusive with some of this stuff, that's exactly what's going to happen to you. So for me, I want to show people like it's not scary. It's not intimidating. They've made it so scary. Steroids, blah. Well, guess what? TRT, right? Because people be like, well, I don't do steroids, but I'm on TRT. Homie, testosterone, steroids, TRT, all the same. It's all the same. It's testosterone. It's all the same. But they've used this scary steroid word, and you're going to have roid rage, and you're going to have, like, brother, if you do what you're supposed to do, I have testimony after testimony of dudes in their 40s and in their 50s that I've been able to help, right? And they come back to me and they say, Matt, like, my life has changed.
Yeah.
Like, my wife notices it. My kids notice it. You're going to it turns your body into so efficient.
Yeah.
Protein synthesis, and everything's better. All systems immediately start performing better.
Yeah.
Right. Again, if you get into abuse, you're gonna have a problem. But if you're doing it to get normal levels, right, not abusive levels, but you get it to have a normal Like this is because the range is like 300 to 800. I still feel like that's a really big range because if you're at 300, they'll say, "Oh, you're still normal." But
Of what, like what your body's
testosterone level,
producing
yes,
testosterone?
yeah,
Okay.
300 to 800 is like that's considered normal.
I feel like that's a really big
It's
gap.
so big.
That's
It's
a
so
big
big
gap.
because how you'll feel at 300 compared to how you'll feel at 800 is
Dramatically different.
dramatically different, right? So sometimes, but after all the stuff with COVID, all the stuff, like I learned very quickly that like doctors and like our government, they don't necessarily have your best interests. Like you're a dollar sign, homie. Like how much money can I extract
Oh
from
yeah.
you, like while you're alive?
And that's the whole physical health department in
Sure.
general, you know.
But if I can supplement testosterone, guess what?
Mhm.
I'm not going to be sick. I'm not going to be depressed. I'm not going to have to come and make another appointment with you.
Yeah.
Homie, I don't go to the doctor. Like I'll do the blood work and do all that. My doctor knows everything. But like I'm not like I'm healthy.
You're not there every week
Yeah.
getting checkups.
But that's what they
and-
want.
Yeah.
Homie, they want as soon as you leave that doctor's office, they want to make sure you've got your script set up somewhere, right?
Mhm.
Oh, your prescription's over here. Okay, well that's great. And they want to make sure that you're setting up another appointment to see
Yeah.
them. So for me, again, I'm trying not to get too conspiracy tinfoil hat here, but I think there's a very deliberate reason why the U.S. government would not want their male population to have a healthy testosterone level
Mhm.
because I don't need you.
Right.
I'm gonna be healthier. I'm gonna be more independent. I'm gonna be
Right.
more like sharper, clear. Like
Now, does testosterone operate the same way as it does for women as it does for men?
yes,
Okay.
women have to be a little careful, just because you as a woman you have testosterone in your body.
Mhm.
It's just way lower levels, right?
Okay.
Way low. The estrogen is what females have,
Yeah.
right? And but you have a little bit of testosterone, whereas men more testosterone, and we have a little bit of estrogen as well.
Okay.
Okay. And so just some of the undesirable effects of testosterone with females, if you start to take too much, can get a little weird,
Mhm.
right? Because again, like there are, especially as a woman, like you get that testosterone, you're gonna have,
Just different body
well,
anatomy.
facial hair,
Yeah.
and your voice is gonna get way
Deeper
deep. And I mean, I've been walking around the Arnold, and I've seen some of these chicks, and their like hairline is like back here. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? And they've got it pulled up. And
Yeah.
so like, so some of those side effects, if you abuse it,
Yeah.
for females, it seems more pronounced.
Okay.
Just because biologically they're not supposed to have all that
I
testosterone.
gotcha.
Now, if you take a little bit, if you just take a little bit, especially as you get older, right?
Mhm.
My wife is looking at 40 soon. She's 38. I would not be opposed to some kind of testosterone therapy for her.
Mhm.
She's not going to take near the levels that I would take, but just a little bit.
What's a little bit like
Well, they
2
have
milligrams or
no. So if like a
and
normal,
what's the ratio between male and female? Like
so if for a male, normal TRT dose, testosterone replacement therapy, is going to be anywhere between 175, depending on the levels, but normally it's about 175, 200 milligrams
okay,
a week.
a week.
A week. Maybe at most, probably up to 250, maybe if they really needed it. So
Okay.
200 milligrams is going to be what a dude will probably get in a week for TRT. For a female, you would cut that by probably almost a quarter.
Okay.
You just don't need it to get crazy results.
Okay.
For female, what a lot of females do, just being in the world, is that they'll take an oral anabolic because you have injectable,
Mhm.
right, where just put it in the old upper glute.
Mhm.
That's the intramuscular injection for testosterone cypionate. But there are oral forms of testosterone as well, right?
Okay.
There's something called Anavar. They have Anadrol. There's different orals,
Mhm.
okay, where you just take a pill. You don't have to take a shot. The problem with some of those is that it does have to go through the liver and kidneys, so
Okay.
it can be a little liver toxic. You don't want to take orals for more than probably 6 or 8 weeks, right, for an experienced person. So what a lot of females do is they don't do the injectables; they'll do Anavar. And Anavar is much milder as far as side effects go,
Okay.
but it's an oral, and so you're not messing with the needles. And that seems to be a very popular female anabolic
Okay.
is something called Anavar, and that's it's just great for cutting. And I mean it's
Mhm.
testosterone, but just in the oral form.
Okay.
So
And for guys, is it TRT, Tren?
Tren is going to be at the top of the list of like, if you're looking for incredible results, Tren is going to be more than likely your most hardcore. Like you're gonna get results with Tren.
Yeah.
The problem with Tren is if you take too much, specifically Trenbolone, right? That's
Okay.
Tren. That's the name, Trenbolone.
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 Yes,
Okay.
that is the full name of Tren.
Okay.
Very infamous in the bodybuilding world. If
Yeah.
you take too much of that, okay, your grip on reality can get a little slippery, right?
Insert Liver King.
Yeah,
No.
you don't process things like very well. Like you
Yeah.
get a little irrational. You get a little like you might think that your girl's like cheating on you. You can get like some night sweats, some insomnia. It just turns you into like a freaking silverback gorilla, dude.
Yeah.
It just turns you into like a feral, just like if you take too much.
Just crazy person. If you abuse it.
If you abuse it.
Yeah.
If you abuse Trenbolone specifically,
Okay.
I have heard of some, very unfortunate and wild, you lose it, dude.
Yeah.
You can't, you're not receiving the information, filing it, and then broadcasting it to the world very correctly.
Yeah.
You're going to probably have a way shorter fuse, things that normally wouldn't bother you. You might, but I'll kind of put a caveat on that is if I'll use alcohol, for example. If you drink alcohol and become like a bad person, right? You become kind of a mean. The chances of you being mean just by nature, right? If you're a mean person and you drink, it's just going to make you more mean. It's just going to accentuate, right?
Yeah.
That it's going to spotlight. Like you're just going to be more of a prick, right?
Yeah.
So steroids are kind of the same way of if you're kind of you got anger issues anyway, you're not really, you're not very balanced.
It's going to elevate.
It's going to elevate it.
Yeah.
For sure. It's going to exacerbate it for sure.
Okay.
So if you don't have a solid grip on reality in the first place, I personally would not recommend Trenbolone because it is the apex. It is you're going to get serious results.
Yeah.
But if you're not careful and you do too much, then you're going to find yourself off the reservation.
Yeah.
And be like, how in the world did I get here? Right.
Yeah.
Even mentally, you just you're just a little more callous. Like you just walk away from your family.
You're just a little bit more on edge.
Yeah, bro.
And the more you take, the more edge you're gonna be in. Okay.
Of course.
That makes sense. So in you're starting taking testosterone at 38, what was your initial like beginning knowledge or experiences? Like did you do any trial runs? Did you
never? It didn't.
So did you like
I had a lot of accusations, especially as a powerlifter, because
No, I mean just when you first started.
Yeah.
At 38, what was your journey in just from that point to where you are now, like in figuring out what would be the best for you and what would work for you, and that.
So at the beginning, it's a little bit of trial and error, right? Because everyone is a little different.
Yeah.
But again, going back to like the mentors that I had, the people that have really invested in me and really taught me the ins and outs. Like these guys are geniuses, dude. They're like straight savants in this area. And for me, just being able to grab all of that knowledge, I'm going to grab some from Louie, I'm going to grab some from Larry, I'm going to grab some and then you get dialed in. I've been doing this game for 30 years almost.
Yeah.
I've been obsessed with fitness and, being in school, obviously you study all the anabolics and but they just try to scare you so bad. You know what I'm saying?
You just stay away from
I'm
it
like,
and,
man, I don't want to like ruin this thing for myself. I don't want to, but when you start to understand like how to take it, what to take, dosages. You don't want to just be blasting all. It's called blasting. A lot of guys will just blast all the time, and that just means take way more than you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Right. So as a competitor in prep, you will take a little higher dosage, a little higher, right? Nothing crazy, but you will take a little higher, right? So instead of 250, you might be at 500 milligrams of cypionate, right?
Matt, that's double.
That's double.
That's double.
Right, but it's short term. And then when you're done, you go back and it's called cruising. So you have there's terminology. You have blasting and
Cruising. Okay.
Right. So blasting, I never blast. I'm not a blaster.
Okay.
Right. I got buddies that are taking 1,000 grams of this and then another 1,000 grams of that, and like they're stacking. Because
Yeah.
testosterone is always going to be your base, no matter what you stack on top of that.
Right.
Tren or Winstrol or
There's a lot.
bunch of them. Right.
Yeah.
Testosterone is always going to be your base. That's going to be, and then anything on top of that.
Okay.
But I was just super blessed with people that cared about me. And as an older person, had I taken anabolics in my 20s, I would have been so ridiculously irresponsible.
Yeah.
I would have taken it until my head exploded.
Yeah.
Right? There's no question. I have no question I would have abused it. When I started at 38, I had a much better understanding of life,
Yeah.
of like where I'm at, who I am as a person, right? So I kind of had a lot of these things figured out before I went onto this journey.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just really been about surrounding myself with people that knew what they were doing, and then just really perfecting the craft myself.
Yeah.
And just really being smart about it.
Yeah.
Just being wise. Just because again, being older, I know what I need to do now.
Right.
When I was 25, homie, I
I
would have been so irresponsible.
You probably wouldn't be sitting here.
No, heck no. No.
Annie wouldn't be sitting over there.
No, she wouldn't. So it really, the fact that I waited as long as I did, that's why I tell people wait as long as you can.
Yeah.
Because the longer you can wait, the more maturity you can get under your belt, the more understanding, and even the more like base, the more like lifting base. Because what these 20-year-olds don't understand is you can't look like me yet.
Right.
Right? You don't have the time. You don't have the years and the thousands and thousands and thousands of reps. Like you're 22, you're still developing. Your shoulders are still broadening. You're not done. Like you haven't got your man body yet. Right. So, yeah, man, I definitely discourage younger people. I know it looks really cool and people think it's a good idea, but if you
10 years later, 15 years later,
if you looked at those people later on in life, you would see like, man, that was not the play.
Yeah.
So I think my maturity definitely, I say maturity. I don't know if that's the case, but experience. Just to be a little more grounded and to be just smarter about it. Knowing that, hey man, this is kind of my career. This is kind of what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
So if you want to be around, you've got to, again, go back to blueprints. Like, this is what I want to do. This is the blueprint.
Yeah.
And anything that is outside of that laser focus, homie, it's got to go. If it's not directly making me a better bodybuilder, making me a better father, making me a better husband, better businessman, I'm at the point in my life where it's got to go. Yeah. And sometimes trimming that fat it can be painful, but it's very necessary.
That's good. Last topic before we wrap this up, I want you to talk about kind of like what you're doing now in the training field, having clients, kind of break down that process a little bit. Just so that people can kind of get a grab more of what the process would look like and what they'd be involved in and their initial investment, life, financial, all those things.
For sure. So for me, I care about people. I'm your biggest cheerleader. I want nothing but the best for you. I want you to be, you don't have to look like me. You don't have to look, but be the strongest that you can be. I love to see people crush it in life. I love it. I love watching them, like, because it's very palpable. You can see it, man. It's very like it's right there.
Yeah.
Like, I can watch you lose weight. I can see you after 2 weeks and be like, dang, dude, like you've really been doing this thing, right? So the process, I really enjoy the process. You have to trust the process, right? Most people, they think that they haven't done anything in 20 years. Well, I've been lifting for 4 weeks. Shouldn't I be like jacked? Like, homie, no,
it's a process.
It's a process.
Trust
the process. So for me, when it comes to clients, I used to just take like month by month with people. I've just recently started. I won't work with anyone less than 3 months. Just for the sheer fact that, again, in 4 weeks, homie, we're not going to be able to do a whole lot. Right. So if you think that you're going to work with me for 4 weeks and get all these crazy results, that's just not the case.
Yeah.
So what that does is it sets you up for failure and frustration. And then I'm frustrated because you're only with me for a month and you didn't give me a chance. You didn't get a chance to let the process play out. Right. So no one's signing up with me for less than 3 months. Because if you don't want to sign up for at least 12 weeks, give me 12 weeks, then you're just not my
What's your initial effort
yeah,
to
or you're
make a
just
change,
yeah,
or you know?
and not everyone's my client, and not everyone is for me, and I'm not
Yeah.
for them. But that tells me very seriously if you're serious or not. Like
Right.
if you're just here to like test the waters out, whatever. Like no, man, give me 12 weeks.
Put some skin in the game.
Yes, exactly. So if you can give me 12 weeks, that tells me that you're pretty serious.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a standard that I've set more recently in my training. But I'm having the opportunity to train just some of the coolest entrepreneurs. I got into that little circle
Mm-hmm.
of entrepreneurs. So I lead like my own masterminds, health calls that I'm being able to talk to these guys that have millions and millions of dollars,
Mm-hmm.
but there's still something missing,
Yeah.
right? They're like, man, I just feel like I'm on the goal line. I just can't score,
Mm-hmm.
right? But somewhere, either their faith, their fitness, or their family, one of those areas on their journey to all of this,
Mm-hmm.
one of those has suffered. So for me, 3 months, sign up for 3 months. And I'd love to have you for like a year just to
Mhm.
see where we could go. But I kind of do like a 3 month package, a 6 month package, and then I'll do a year package. And so yeah, it's an initial investment up front, but then after that, bro, if you let me build that blueprint for you, if you
Right.
let me come alongside you, I can't do it for you,
Mm-hmm.
but if you do this, if you follow this, I promise results. I put my left leg on it. I promise you, because I know that the body, I know how it was created. I know it was. If you do the work, you're going to get the results.
Right.
If you don't, then you won't. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm always very upfront. I set very clear expectations, but I'm not going to let you fail. Right.
Right.
I'm going to be checking in on you. One of my biggest, I think that they appreciate about how I coach is I'm not the guy that's going to like scream and yell at you.
Yeah.
Like I'm not. Oh, you still like that's not me.
Yeah.
I have expectations of you, right? It's kind of like I don't know if you had this, but like when I would get in trouble growing up, I would rather you like punch me in the face, mom, than tell me that I disappointed you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like spank me, beat me, run me over with a car.
Yeah.
Please don't look me in the eye and say, "Ugh,
I'm disappointed.
I'm so
Yeah,
disappointed."
that's definitely a heavy hitter.
You know what I'm saying? That just is like, oh, so for me in the relationship with my clients, I'm not gonna drag you into a gym.
Right.
Right? You told me because I make them, I send them a questionnaire.
Yeah.
They tell me exactly what they want from the foods that they like, the supplements they've taken, their goals.
Mhm.
You're telling me. I'm not telling you initially.
Yeah.
You're telling me everything. So, based on what you told me,
Yeah.
this is what we need to do.
Right.
Right. And some listen and some don't.
Yeah.
But it is a process for sure. But for me, accountability is huge.
Yeah.
You need to know that someone is holding you accountable because it's really easy to not want to go to the gym.
Right.
It's really easy not to want to go to church and just say, oh, I'll go next week.
Yeah.
And again, that week turns into a month. That month turns into 10 years.
Mhm.
Okay. So for me, you told me you want this. You hired me to make sure you achieve those goals.
Mhm.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm not the screamer. I'm not the yeller. I'm not going to put you down. I'm going to look at you and say, this is the expectation.
Yeah.
And if you don't hit that expectation, then you're going to be disappointed. I think
Yeah.
expectations are really, if
Oh,
you can
it's
set
a
those.
it's a big thing right now.
You-
I think people don't want to live or have expectations.
Exactly.
In fear of disappointment or in
Yes.
feel of failure.
Yes.
People. That's just what I've been seeing lately.
course.
People, they won't even set a standard. They won't set an expectation because
then it holds them accountable.
it holds them accountable.
Now
Yep.
now in their own words, they've said, this is my goal.
Yeah.
And no one's going to do that for you,
Yeah.
homie. I can't go and lift weights for you and transfer the benefits.
Right.
You have to do the work.
Yeah.
And if you don't, okay, well, these are the expectations you should have.
Yeah.
Right. So for me, I am always putting it back on them of you're the one that told me this.
Yeah.
You just hired me to make sure that you are doing what you said you were going to do.
Yeah.
And when you put it that way of like, there's no wiggle room.
They can't tell you like you're wrong.
Yeah,
Because
there's no like you can try to wiggle out, dude, but like I got you. Like
Yeah.
this was your word. Here's a questionnaire. This is what it says right here.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, so that's kind of how I handle it. I'm calm. I'm not necessarily maybe as calm in the weight room. Sometimes when I'm lifting, I'll throw my belt or my hat or whatever. But after I get done with a good set. Watch me react sometimes. But man, I want to be a mellow dude that just gets things done.
Well, actually,
And
to piggyback, it's statistically proven that grunting and lifting weights actually increases your
Yeah.
maximum mobility
For
and
sure.
strength. So
yeah, well, I get. To
I
the
was a
point-
big grunter.
Well, if I, yeah,
You know?
well, I feel like if I don't get it out, like my head's gonna blow off.
Yeah.
Like my eardrum's gonna pop out. Like it's gotta like release somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I scare some of the people because I lift at the YMCA sometimes, and they've got a little older demographic every now and then.
Yeah.
And I think I've set off a couple
They just go,
pacemakers.
what is
yeah,
that? You know,
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. I've almost had
or
to
even
do
the breathing, like the,
yeah. Oh yeah.
the release.
It's release, bro. I mean, it's just like yeah, man.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, how can people find you? Socials, website,
yeah.
all the things. Shoot a plug in.
I am Tram Fit 6 on everything. On Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube.
Spell that out.
TRAM. That's what people called me. That was my nickname, and
Tram.
because my last name's Trammel. That's what people call me. Tram. So TRAMFITSIX. I'm a family of 6. Tram Fit 6. So my YouTube is just that's my new little venture.
Okay.
I just really started putting anything into YouTube, and now actually a lot of my energy is going towards, because I've got a production management team. And so now it's super cool because I just have to film the content, and then I just send it to them. They do all the back end SEO stuff. They post they do all of that for me. So that's super nice. So more of my energy is going in to YouTube because honestly, dude, I can get 10 trillion views on Instagram, and they pay me $0.
Yeah.
Zero. Homie, you're not getting paid from Instagram. TikTok pays a little bit, but Instagram, you know what I'm saying? If I'm looking at like, hey, how can I support my family as well?
Yeah.
The YouTube thing is where I'm putting a lot of, because I can do it long form as well.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't have to be these little 1 minute reels of
90-second
something
clips,
quick. Yeah. Let me just try and
3-minute
grab you
clips
clip
and-
and grab you quick and try and teach you something and make you laugh, whatever. This is more like right now I'm just like documenting my 12-week journey to the North Americans. Right. And so more long form stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just completely different content.
It's cool.
But I'm having a ball, man.
I love it.
Samuel,
love
I'm having
it.
a ball.
Yeah, man. It was good having you on. Appreciate you taking the time out of your life to come visit, and Annie too, hanging out in the background, soul supporter, you know.
Pleasure was all
So
mine, my friend. I really enjoy
Awesome,
talking
man.
to you and hanging out. So
Cool.
anytime.
well, go to bearsdon'tfly.com to find
baby.
all the socials. Follow on YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Cool, that's it.
All right, bro.